Boom. What's going on, guys? We are here at long last, finally, for A Tale of Three Dragons. Someone is feeding back. If you do not have headphones... mute it. I don't know who that is. Headphones are important. Who doesn't have headphones?
That's it.
I'm trying to set up push to talk.
Fair. I understand. Anywho, this is our Tier 7 patron game. Before we start, I'm gonna just... Tiki, Chase, and Mac, you guys are... The reason I don't have to go to work in the morning, the reason I can say that I have another job and I'm doing a thing, you guys are the biggest... Like, the channel can grow because of support from people just like you, and from the bottom of my heart, I truly appreciate it, and that's before all the help you guys do with like other stuff on the channel. So thank you guys for your support. This game will be taking place in Pathfinder 1st Edition. We've got some homebrew rules in play. If you've watched any of my games or you've played in any of my games, you know what those are. We're taking place in the Dragon Empires of Tian Sha, starting off in like northern Minkai. Should be a lot of fun. We are a Gestalt campaign, as always, because why not, right? Third-party stuff is in play. We've got... I don't even know how much is going on at this point, to tell you the truth, but there's a lot of third-party content in play. Should be super sweet, and I am definitely ready to kick this one off. So, you guys... I've GM'd for Tiki, but that was in Gorilla King, so that doesn't count. You guys will begin the session with 1 hero point. The hero point will refresh every session, but you can't bank them, so it's like DFC style. Use them as early and often as you can, but in return... Usually I ask for an in-character reflection. Today I'm going to ask for a character introduction. I have 3 players, so I'm going to just jam a D3 into Roll20. And we do have a Roll20 window, guys. We'll bring it up for like when combat ensues. In the meantime, we're just hanging out. So as I see them from left to right in... what is that program called? In Roll20. Chase, you're first. Who are you playing? What are we doing? Introduce your character. You muted, buddy. Oh, he died.
He's still setting up his mic.
Oh, is he typing something in?
Yeah, he typed in Roll20.
Oh, I see. Gotcha. I see it. Okay, fine. We'll do a reroll. And this is the part where I'm going to type roll 1d3, and it's going to say 3 forever. Nope. Okay, Mac, the floor is yours, my friend. What you got?
All right. Hello there. My name is Mac, as the player, and I am playing today Trask Urkja, a radfolk wizard / scion who has spent most of his life living in this monastery, kind of interested in the teachings of Qi Shang and the studies of the magic and the 5 pillars, I want to say. I can't remember. Of course, now I can't remember his main holy text. My character, for the most part, is an enchanter / item maker, and he's been around the other characters in the party for his entire life. Abandoned as a young ratling. He has since grown up in the monastery, and while taking some rather unorthodox teachings to heart, still does care for his friends, and is just a generally quaint, friendly guy.
I'm really curious by what you mean by unorthodox teachings. I think by unorthodox teachings you mean like you're a third-party class, but that's usually where like my players are. I'm actually secretly evil.
That and the fact that I'm a Qi Shang, the whole using alchemy with divine magic and all that sort of stuff to heal is something that's kind of being argued between his followers. So that's one of his more controversial ones. Is he's on the side of why not use alchemy? It's a tool. Why
not use alchemy? Fair enough. I opened up my Dragon Empires Etc. to try to see what the name of that book was, but I don't see it. So, alrighty, I'm gonna jam in that D3 again. Now it's evens, Tiki, odds, Chase. Chase, you with us? You got your mic ready over there? Not yet, he says in Roll20. Alright, process elimination. Tiki, what you got for us?
Alright, well, introduction to me. I am Takisri the Artificer. Not playing an Artificer today. I'm actually playing a Accelerist. And my Accelerist also has Alchemist, Vivisectionist, Blazing Torchbearer. So what this all boils down to is my character her speed from alchemic tinctures. Basically beats people to death with torches. So in the past, she was with a raiding party that was coming up to the surface to, steal, rob, pillage, plunder, and yeah, that didn't go too well for her group, and they kind of left her for dead. So she woke up in the monastery being, of all people, a surface elf, and this kind of broke something because hated enemy bringing you back from the brink of death when you're absolutely helpless. So she spent the last 6 or 7 years training at this monastery because, just not going back because the people she was with left her for dead.
Fair enough. I am. I won't say I'm scared to GM for you, but I'm scared of what will come. I've heard you talk about the way you play things, and I'm like, there's gonna be some real dumb stuff here. It's gonna be real fun to watch, guys, for sure. Also, you guys definitely both get your hero points. One more time, Chase, you there? You got a mic? I see you're muted. You did it. You lit up. Haha.
I was trying to set up a push to talk, and then I found out Google Hangouts doesn't actually have a push to talk setting. You just have to mute and unmute yourself. So I'll scramble around here for a set of at least earphones so I don't bleed over.
I appreciate it.
My character is a Azamar, who is a scion of humanity. So he just looks like a human, and for all intents and purposes, on first glance, appears as a human. He has a very subtle Azamar trait that I rolled for, which was pearlescent teeth.
Very subtle.
Yeah, so he has a very white smile, unusually. So he has the real pearly whites. His parents basically sent him off to the monastery to learn, to be basically a warrior monk, as his parents were common born, or at least they think so, unaware of his celestial inheritance, and so is he. But he's also, so his class-wise, he's a monk Sohei, gestalted with the new samurai archetype from Blood of the Ancients, I think.
Yep, Blood of the Ancients. That's the one. The oh god, what is it called? Ironbound Sword, I believe it is. Yeah, it's really good, and that's really relevant too because I think a lot of the samurai archetypes are just kind of like bad and there and okay. What you can just be a cavalier and have some flavor. This archetype's actually really good, and I'm really stoked to see it play out. And of course, the Soha monk it's probably my favorite thing I've ever played in Pathfinder 1e. The Vivisectionist comes really close. I've never played one, but I've not flavor texted. I've theory crafted Vivisectionists a whole lot. They are also real scary.
Yeah, when we start getting anthropomorphic animals walking around helping us, I think questions are going to be asked.
When your familiar starts walking on its hind legs, oh wait, you chose a raven. Well, it can stand up.
Oh, and for anybody that actually, knows the flavor text of that, it's actually being changed for my character. It's not a torturous process.
Good, that would be bad. No Zon-Kuthon characters here. I didn't know that until I did the Zon-Kuthon video, actually, that the Vivisectionist is supposed to be an archetype for characters that worship Zon-Kuthon. But it totally makes sense. But anyway.
That explains a lot.
Yeah, it does. Alrighty. So you guys... And I'm gonna... I'll make this go away so everybody can see it. The players have been, for as long as they've, age is weird when you have a drow and a ratfolk, but from, 7 or 8 years old up until coming of age for most of the characters, or for our drow noble. Yeah, that's right, I said it, drow noble. For that long period of time, you guys have been training in Mount Kumijinja, in the Kamafushi Mountains in northern Minkai, which I know is definitely something else in, Paizo's lore, but by the powers vested in me by the Inner Sea region, I can't say that, by the powers vested in me by the Dragon Empires, we're going to change everything around to, make it fit for the world. And today is your all's graduation day. There are, at the present, there's perhaps a couple of dozen students at this monastery. It's a pretty small monastery, despite how like ornate it is and how much time certainly had to go into the crafting of the thing. It's the construction of the monastery predates Imperial Lungwa. Today is the graduation day for 3 of you, plus a little kitsune girl whose name is Kiyomi. You guys find yourselves in the temple's main courtyard as we kick the campaign off. Kiyomi's not there. It's... the sun has barely come up and over the horizon, and she's always been a very, very punctual woman, except, of course, when you make her mad. When you make her mad, things get broken. Your master also has yet to arrive as well. And now, the floor is your guys's.
Correction. We're all like friends of many years, just to make sure before I use any words.
Yeah. Like
Okay.
you guys have known each other for as long as you've been at the monastery.
Yeah, and considering the fact that my character's only 14 years old, it's basically his entire life.
Yeah.
Are we in the monastery right now, or are we somewhere else, like on some kind of training
We're in the
ground?
courtyard.
Just kind of
Courtyard of the
outside.
training ground.
My character, as the sun starts to rise, would cast protective penumbra, so to shield her eyes.
Understood.
It's just
EA is probably sitting cross-legged, waiting patiently, almost meditative.
Okay.
Rask, for the most part, is checking through his spell book, making sure he prepared everything, got his items aside, and eventually just looks up and goes, have you all happened to see where the others are?
No, not right offhand.
Shoot, I'm going to ask this a lot, but what was our friend's name again, Tommy?
I'll put it in chat. Her name is... If the IOPC guys watch, they're going to think I stole it from Emmy. I didn't. Kiyomi is it's one of the random female kitsune names. Her name is Kiyomi. She's been there about as long as you guys have, and she's, like I said, she's a very, very punctual young woman. And it definitely strikes you guys as odd that she's not here.
Did someone happen to piss off Kiyomi last night?
Not that I know of.
Maybe you should go and ask the other cadre.
Indeed, especially since our master also hasn't shown up. Look around confused.
Okay. Make a perception check. All 3 of you.
All 4 of us?
All 3 of you.
I say 4.
Oh, yeah, you're
familiar.
familiar.
Farron.
Yeah, you can roll your familiar. I forgot
Hey.
you have a familiar.
Yeah, it's just kind of like resting on a nearby perch, not really paying much attention.
Fair enough. So today is, even for this monastery, it's just unnaturally quiet. It's usually, like, at this point in the morning, students would come out and begin training, and this is though it is a monastery, it is a training ground for all sorts of might and magic and everything in between. By now, somebody should be out here doing something, and the graduation ceremony is supposed to be witnessed by the monastery at large. No one's out here.
So, looking around, is there a gong?
The percentage dice will decide your fate. I'm just gonna roll a D100 here. The 90 on the D100 says yes. It's about the size of Tarask.
Well, we know for a fact that there normally is supposed to be someone around at this time, and the fact that no one is has me a little worried. I take out both of my torches and, just one of them. And I will walk over to the gong, swing back, and hit it as hard as I can.
Alrighty, you do so. The gong reverberates throughout the mountains. Nothing happens.
I think we should go looking for people.
Indeed.
Hmm.
Let's start with the the quarters.
Smartest move we have.
Lead the way.
Alrighty. You guys leave the courtyard and head into the monastery proper and go to like the barracks where everybody lives and sleeps and stuff. Let's get some more perception checks. See what you guys find. From the four of you, because there's four, because there's a familiar.
I'm rolling decent.
Ooh, he has got a natural one.
Yeah, he is picking his nose or something.
Okay.
I got a 2, not a 1.
So we've got... And 2's the best roll in this game. Oh, I'm not going to necessarily penalize that nat 1 right now, because there's nothing super crazy going on at the moment.
Which, nat 1?
From... he whispered at me.
Oh. Okay, because Tiki got a 2.
He did, yeah. You guys go from room to room looking around trying to find any sign of life, and none are clearly present. The beds are all neatly made, which, like, that stands to reason that people have got up, and it's a very, very, like, militaristic, almost, style of monastery. You make your bed, you make sure, like, all of your uniform is polished, and all of that kind of stuff. So it tracks that everybody got up and went somewhere.
Yeah, the warrior monk.
But there's nobody here now.
So people got up and left, but they're not in the courtyard.
Correct.
No, she's speaking out loud.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Not sleeping.
No.
My next thought was they would be eating in something like the mess hall, but I believe we would have run into them by now.
Yeah.
Indeed.
At least someone.
Yeah, I don't like this. Casting spark to light my torch, it starts to glow.
Okay.
As well as the actual because any torch in my hand counts as a ever burning torch as per my archetype.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but there were no announcements telling us to change our routine, correct?
The only announcement.
No.
The only announcement was today's graduation ceremony.
Do we as a group have like a place we go and hang out after exercises and whatnot? Like sort of just a place where the four of us would go chill?
You know, like, the monastery sits at like about like halfway up Mount Kumijinja, and all around it and all around, like, basically northern Minkai are several farming villages. And when I say villages, that's kind of a stretch. It's more like 4 or 5 houses next to each other, and then you
So
walk
a hamlet.
20 miles. Yeah, sure, more like that. Just a bunch of like rice paddies with the local farmers. You guys have gone there in the past. Kiyomi has a lot of friends down there. And, like, all of the local farmers definitely look up to everybody from the monastery. You guys, even you undergrads, are, like, local heroes amongst the people. It's not uncommon for whenever real bad things happen, which is rare, but, I mean, like, bandits show up from time to time, wolves get hungry, etc., etc. It's you guys that go out into the surrounding, like, the hamlets and defend the farmers. Other than that, not particularly.
As we've been walking through the monastery, have the braziers been lit?
They have.
Okay. So they at least got to some of the morning chores, but so by lit you mean that have they had their fuel changed or added to rather?
Yeah, they have. It looks like everything is perfectly normal except you can't find anyone.
Okay, so it looks like people got through with some of their morning chores and just disappeared.
Pretty much, yeah.
You want to see if anybody headed into town?
Yeah, we could always look outside the monastery.
Hmm.
I don't
At
like
this point, I'll just turn to Farron and just kind of ask of him, would you mind surveying some of the surrounding area, going up high?
Farron calls at you. Well, Farron's a raven. Farron began play speaking one language of your choice. So
Farron speaks Tien.
gotcha. So in Tien just, of course! And off he goes.
Okay.
On
Hopefully.
foot, you guys are like perhaps an hour from the nearest hamlet, but as the literal crow flies, he can definitely get down and back a lot faster.
Yeah. Besides, if something were to happen to him, he'd just come back overnight.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just like kind of open a window for him to fly out of, and then I'll look back to the other two and say, Farron will check out the surrounding terrain and see if there's people at the village. Hopefully he'll run into something quickly. Although, this is making me uneasy, to say the least.
You're not the only one.
Hmm.
Does the monastery have any underground portions, like dug into the mountain?
It does. The monastery, a long time ago, used to be a not a gateway so much as like there used to be tunnels at the bottom of the monastery that would take you just all the way down into the Darklands. They've since been sealed off, but there's still definitely a network of caverns that are usually used for people like to, I don't like to speak in meta, but for like people like the fighters and monks and things to practice blind fighting because it's pitch dark down there.
Okay, so I would head that direction because being someone who was part of a raiding party, I would start worrying about the things of the darker areas coming up.
That's fair. Alrighty.
And so we're heading that way.
Okay.
Does and forgive me, Tiki, how do you say your character's name again? I am awful with names.
Andrew.
Andrew. Does Andrew tell us what she's gonna do, or she just walk off?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure. I wanted to.
Yeah, I didn't specify. I apologize.
No, it's fine. I just want to make sure before I say things in character when you don't tell me certain things, so that way it
Cool.
gets.
Because metagaming is wrong. Okay.
The more you know.
The more you know. Is he going to?
Yeah.
All right. So going down into the tunnels takes you guys back through the courtyard. Let me.
One last question.
What's up?
One last question.
Mm-hmm.
We are fully kitted out, right? We were expecting to go out on that sort of graduation quest this morning, so we have all our gear on us, right?
Less of a graduation test and more of. Usually, it varies from student to student. There's one master in this entire place, and from time to time she's known to summon outsiders to help her when there are a lot of students, but she'll usually ask a student to do one particular thing. For example, in the case of Hiei would graduate if only Hiei could strike her with his sword. In the case of Turask, it would be some kind of spell to get counterspelled.
It's less graduation and more like a rite of passage ceremony.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, so
That's right. Had to see if we were ready to go on our Pokemon adventure.
Yeah.
well, we got to be the very best.
Hey man, if you crack open the second book of the Jade Regent Adventure Path, there's definitely Raichu is in that book as a CR5 creature. So that will happen in a couple levels for you guys.
Oh no!
What happened?
Foreshadowing.
What happened today? But it's CR5, and I didn't want to go that far yet. Anywho, as you guys go heading towards those tunnels, and yes, you have your gear. You have to cross through the courtyard. Make one more perception check.
Now there's only 3.
Yeah. Boom.
Ooh, nat
Boom.
20.
Natural 20. Okay, so as long as Hiei doesn't botch it. Well, he rolled a 9, but it's a natural 2, so we're good. Okay, so Henri, I said that wrong. One more time. Let me hear it again.
And Ryu.
And Ryu. And got it. So Ryu, as You guys make your way through the courtyard with the ever-burning torches that she has lit. She notices shadows all around the outsides of the courtyard, which she instantly, as being a part of the former Drow raiding party, it indicates to her that there are several invisible people in the courtyard. And it dawns on her that this is where everyone is, and they've been essentially like waiting for things to begin, but they're all invisible. That's not par for the course for this kind of thing.
Casting, it's daylight out, right?
Yeah.
All right, daylight is bright light. I'm casting deeper darkness on my torch.
Okay. Which...
That brings it down 2 light levels from bright to normal, normal to dim.
Okay, understood.
For a 60-foot radius.
Gotcha.
Or not radius, diameter.
Okay, understood. You do so. Hiei doesn't see anything. Tarask is... 17's good enough. Tarask definitely notices shadows all over the place in relation before Tiki casts this to indicate that, like, oh, there's people out here.
I wouldn't know exactly who it would be. I just know people are invisible. So
Right.
I would speak out, people unseen.
And as Andrew does this, the token's already in Roll20. Let me pop it in OBS real quick. The Master drops out of invisibility. She looks to be a human woman of, like, perhaps maybe like 35, but you guys all know way better. She's one of those that, like, through all of her advanced training and power, she's mastered a lot of things, up to and including her own mortality. So, though she appears to be about like a 35-year-old woman, she's definitely much older, much more powerful. In a mechanical sense, I'm going to borrow from Joe on this one. She has 5 levels of every class that's ever existed, and that's how she trains people. She steps forward, looks at all 3 of you. Her gaze just kind of sweeps across, and she's a little on the eccentric side. She's 1, 2, 3. Where is Kiyomi?
We've been searching for her, ma'am. When we came out to the courtyard, we found no one. We went to find people, and well, I look around the courtyard at like the shadows.
They all drop out of invisibility. It's definitely all the other students.
Okay.
Okay.
Upon seeing that it's the rest of the students, I would dispel my darkness and put out my torch, put it away.
Okay.
Why were you all invisible? I say, just looking confused.
The Master moves over to you. She's well into 6 foot tall. She's a very, like, lean, well-muscled, like, very, very powerful looking woman. And as she gets up to the little rat folk of the party, she takes a knee so she can be down to your height. And she puts a hand on your shoulder.
Yeah, because I'm only 4 feet tall.
Oh, little rat folk. Puts a hand on your shoulder, just... Tarask, we can't answer that question until Kiyomi arrives.
Oh. Okay. Well, I've asked my familiar to go and search some of the surrounding countryside to see if he could find her. We were planning on checking some of the lower parts of the temple in order to see if we could find her down there. I say, like, looking to the other members of our group to back me up.
Indeed.
That is most wise. She stands up, crosses her arms, kind of like looks up at the sky as if to be like mulling something over. She's obviously being like a little like Yoda-esque dramatic. If you find Kiyomi, we will call that your rite of passage past. I have a feeling she may be in danger. Kiyomi is never one to be late, though she, and as she says this, the Master, like, puts her left hand on her right shoulder as if to like rub a bruise that you guys know is still there, because Kiyomi is usually a really like gentle, mild-mannered little kitsune girl, again, until you make her mad. And when you make her mad, yeah, she swings at Tetsubo like with more ferocity than the biggest giants in Oni you guys have ever seen ever, and she's definitely been able to strike the master before.
Oh, dang.
Though she can take care of herself, I worry for her headstrong nature.
Yes. Out of character for a sec, Mac, your Tarask.
Oh, it is.
Does he have
spelled...
scent?
Oh, yeah, okay, fair enough. Rafok do not have scent that I'm aware of.
No, we only have dark vision. I do not get scent, sadly.
Well, in character, if it's just Kiyomi that's missing, maybe we should start from... Has anyone seen her at all this morning? Otherwise, start from her bedchamber and try to search where she might have went.
Okay. The master looks around, just... Students, has anyone seen Kiyomi? And races of all shapes and sizes around the courtyard look at each other, look back and forth, look a little confused, and like unanimously it's just kind of a confused head shake no.
All right. Well, I'm going to go check real quick to see if the gates into the deep have been opened, and I would literally run that direction.
Okay, understood.
Yeah, we'll start towards Kiyomi's belongings.
All right.
And obviously, we'll meet back here in the courtyard.
I know I just sent Farron out, but if we need... Well, now that we found some students and we're focusing for one person, perhaps it's best to call him back. He does have a bit of a knack for smelling people out. Not as good as a dog, but he can track scents. So, no, Tiki, I don't have scent, but my familiar does.
Your raven has scent? How'd you do that?
Yeah!
Your ravens just
Pretty
have
certain
scent?
ravens get...
No.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain. I'll double check. I could have sworn I got that right. Messing around with familiar so much last night, it might have all drooped together.
I'm going to start using ravens so much more. Usually I'm on hares for the initiative buff. Yeah, they have low light vision. They don't have scent.
Ah, shucks. I must have messed that. That must have been something when I was messing around with different things. My apologies.
Ah, that's good. There's a lot of stuff to remember in Pathfinder.
Oh my god.
So has the gate been opened? Because we do normally keep it shut, correct?
It's less of a gate and more so that, like, under the monastery, there's a pretty complex-ish, for people who aren't you, layer of tunnels that, as they get a little too far down, there's just been a huge cave-in that's then been, like, sealed shut, as if someone were to, like, melt the rocks together to form a solid wall, and it's still shut.
Okay. Can I give a survival or perception to try to see anything out of the ordinary?
Yeah, sure, always.
Which one?
Both are fine.
Okay.
A lot of times, if you guys want to make a check, you can make a check, and it will always be relevant. Short of oh, there's a clearly magical thing, knowledge, nature. Oh, I wouldn't be real nice with all these natural ones because nothing real bad's happening yet. But you don't notice anything. You definitely don't see any tracks or anything like that. It appears that nothing out of the ordinary has happened down here.
All right, then I'd just return to the top.
All right, understood. And Hiei is going to Kiyomi's quarters to start checking that out.
Yep.
Here's a D100. Okay. You reach your quarters. The door is unlocked. Everything looks... it's a pretty big mess. But that's just kind of Kiyomi. She's never really been one to follow...
I stop him before he goes in. Just kind of grab him on the shoulder and then just knock, knock, knock. Before he goes in. And I have a very, do not poke the dragon that sleeps look on my face as I do that.
Fair enough. Okay, you knock. Nothing happens. No one gives you permission to enter, so if you're playing vampires and I wasn't aware of it, then that doesn't work.
My weakness.
Ha-ha! But yeah, no, nothing responds. The room continues.
Oh no, my weakness, closed doors.
A stream appears just right on the other side of the door, and you know you are double screwed. But yeah, the room just continues to be a complete disheveled mess. Blankets all over the place, bowls of food that are like half-eaten sitting around. Some of them kind of smell.
Right. I'll try a perception roll just to see, just to do a regular search.
Sure.
And then we'll see how it goes.
Ooh. 21 is a pretty roll. Okay, so as you begin going through Kiyomi's room, and I imagine, especially like in Hiei's case, there's a lot of very like discipline of the warrior monk personified in this guy. So this room is probably a little just like for him as he begins moving everything around, stepping over food, moving like clothes that smell questionable and need to be washed to the other side of the room, picking around and stuff. Under her pillow, you find a journal. It's clearly hers. It's locked. There's a little like over the front of it and around like the side of it, there's a little leather binding with a little key thing on the front of it.
Have I arrived back to the party?
Sure.
Okay.
Can I do a sense motive check to get a hunch for anything else that might be useful in the room?
Sure, go for it. 19. That's pretty good though. Everything.
Looking at the two of them. Looking at the two of them, if you plan to open that journal, I suggest letting me do it. At least if it's me, it's not male opened my journal thing, and you're not going to get skinned and emasculated.
Sorry, GM'd another day. Play so many rat folks because
it's a good race, man.
The other setting it makes sense, but Tarask has not walked into the room. He's just standing at the door, like, Onryu
knows that Kiyomi would skin you alive. Actually, it's kind of less of a skinning and more of like, again, she carries a Tetsubo that's almost as big as she is, and she's not small. She's real big, especially for a kitsune. Like, she definitely beat you guys to a pulp. As far as that sense motive goes, everything feels to be in order. It's not order. It is the opposite of order, but it's in order for Kiyomi.
I'll pass the journal to Enru.
Alright, sure.
Looking at either of them, if y'all tell her I did this, I will kill you.
If we tell her we even went this far, we're all dead.
Yeah, pulling out masterwork thieves' tools. So.
Okay. An 11 is good.
Bad check though.
Bad check, but really simple, not trapped lock. Onryu definitely knows she could do a lot better as she begins like picking over the lock, and it takes a little longer than like you'd like it to, but eventually it springs open.
I blame it on fear.
That's fair. Yeah.
Well, peeking into the last written page.
Okay. The last page of the journal is dated yesterday. It's very hastily scrawled, even like for Kiyomi. Does anybody understand Sylvan?
I do.
There you go.
I might actually. TN, Elven, Underground Language, Draconic, Infernal, and Abysmal. So no, I would pass it off to anyone who said that they'd understand, that saw the language and say they knew what it was.
Tarask is standing in the dwarf room away from the journal. He has not seen the letters. He is weak when it comes to her because he is small and frail and squishy.
All right, well, seeing as I don't know the language, can I at least do a sense motive to see if the handwriting, comparing it, see if it was different?
It'd be a linguistics check, but yeah.
Hold on one sec.
Did you guys find anything?
Hold on one sec, okay?
Okay.
That's a linguistics. I can't do anything else.
All right.
Hell, I'm not even sure I can do the linguistics.
Nah, you're fine. It's definitely, I say Sylvan, but it's Senzon, which is the Tien equivalent. It's one of the oldest languages on Galarion. That's it's the language of the Kami, and it's also the native tongue of the Kitsune, who reside by and large in the Forest of Spirits. That's from whence they sprang. It's
the equivalent, yeah.
Yeah. Was written really, really fast, as if she had somewhere else to be and she just needed to get the information down, which is, it's kind of weird for Kiyomi, for her to do this, because again, she's not a very ordered person, and so it'd be weird for her to keep a journal, but it's there.
Looking to the two of them, comparing this last page to the other written pages here, there is a bit of haste in the actual writing. I don't understand the language, so if either of y'all would like to take a look at this last page, please.
I just swallow back a very big
You can blame it on me.
I just offer out my hand.
Handed it over.
All right.
I pick it up, flip it through.
All right, so the last entry in Senzon is just Riku in danger, hobgoblin attacks in the forest intensified, have to help him.
I just read it over and I say, has she ever talked to you two about this fellow by the name of Ryuku?
Riku.
No, that was intentional messing it up.
Oh, fair. Okay.
Ryoku. Alright. Yeah, the names.
Is there
Looks like an
a
old friend
rule
of hers.
you want to roll for us to try to recall anything that he's talking about?
You guys could use perception checks. That's basically the remember things in your brain. 18, 16, 24. Okay, so you guys know Riku is an older farmer who lives out in, it's pretty far away from the temple. You guys, especially Tarask, who oftentimes in his, as part of his training, he often roves out pretty far from the temple. It's almost just about where you would meet the sea, and then eventually, and it's pretty common because lately the Spirit Road has been plagued with bandits. For people to want to leave Minkai and cross into Tiansha at large, they would travel through the Forest of Spirits by getting on a boat and then taking that boat across to the Forest of Spirits and then trekking it that way. His farm is pretty much right on the water.
So, seeing as I don't believe Tarask read that out loud, are you going to share or no?
Yeah, I share that. I share seems like Ryuku is in trouble. Apparently, hobgoblin attacks in the forest spirits has gotten worse, and she seemingly has run off to help.
Then we should probably report this to the master.
Yeah, we should inform her where she went.
And this explains the whole you finding her will be your graduation thing, I say. Just flipping through the pages.
Yeah, I'm already walking towards the master.
Okay. Anybody else got anything?
Nope.
I just kind of look after them, look at the journal, look after them, look at the journal, look in her room, and
I'd hold my hand out while still walking. If you don't want to be the one holding it.
I just quickly hand it off to her like it's a bomb, something explosive going to go off in my hands.
All right, fair enough.
Start running down to the courtyard.
So you guys leave Kiyomi's room and you go out and...
We shut the door. I shut the door. I do shut the door before it's me.
Fair enough.
I shut the door, toss off the book, dust my hands, wash it off, say a prayer to Keith. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I shut the door and give the book over to Enru. God.
Enru.
And
I have a problem with English names. How am I supposed to get all these Eastern flavored names?
Yeah, you're telling me. I'm real bad at names too. Anyway,
Keep
so
walking.
you guys leave, you walk out, you turn the corner, and as soon as you turn the corner, the master is there. She kind of just pops out of... You're not sure if it was popping out of invisibility or, like, dimension dooring to you. Both are certainly possible.
Hand over chest. Ah, oh, God.
She holds out her hand in the direction...
Hand the journal.
And as you do so, she mage hands it, and on her forehead, not quite white, not quite blue, but like the drawing of a third eye appears, and it opens, and as it opens, the book opens up in front of her, and the pages fly really fast from like front to back of the journal as she appears to be absorbing all of the knowledge with some kind of psychic magic.
Oh, that's not going to end well.
I know.
That was spoken out.
And she goes to where there's a bruise on her shoulder from where Kiyomi scored a hit against her. Hobgoblin attacks in the forest have intensified. And Kiyomi has gone directly into it.
Mm-hmm. What makes me curious is why didn't she tell the rest of us?
You know how headstrong she is.
Still, we're her friends, and this seems to be a pretty big situation she's throwing herself into.
It does.
While we're speaking, she could be getting hurt.
Yeah, well, let's just hope she overlooks the fact we read her journal to figure out what's going on.
Here's hoping the hobgoblins haven't taken her back to Cowling and enslaved her. The master... Yes?
I expect the chance of us being bruised and beaten by her for opening her journal is far greater than her being captured by hobgoblins.
Here's hoping. The master snaps her fingers 3 times in rapid back-to-back-to-back. Succession, thank you. I don't know why I couldn't think of that word. And as she does so, 3 bronze tokens, which fit like in a triangle pattern perfectly in the palm of her hand, appear, and she hands 1 to each of you. This will get you passage to the Forest of Spirits on a barge. Go and find Kiyomi. Find this Riku. See if he's okay. If he's not okay, inform the family. If he is, bring him home safely. But be careful. If the hobgoblins have come this far from Cowling, it can only mean... And she kind of like stares off into space for a little while. Their attacks have grown more relentless. I must talk to others of my order. Go, quickly. Return with Kiyomi. Save the farmer if you can. And you will become full members of our order.
Low bow, and then literally turn and start jogging that direction. I was told to go quickly.
Fair enough.
Yep. So I'm going to do a bow, and then not jogging, but very dignified and walking quickly. We'll go to get his backpack, and then head to the stables to get his horse.
Okay.
Bow from me as I kind of like call back Farron, and then I head to the stables as well. Okay. I don't have a horse in my inventory or anything like that.
He reaches into his backpack. Out comes a horse. He mounts it.
I unfortunately do not have the mount spell, sadly.
Fair enough.
But I am a small creature, so could I perhaps ride on the back of He's horse?
You could definitely ride on He's horse with him. Hee like Yu Yu Hakusho. Michael Jackson appears. He's a samurai now.
I would be very interested in seeing that build.
Okay, suddenly became a very different game.
Oh, it did.
How do samurais move?
We'll figure it out. They take monk levels and they do dimension door stuff.
Yeah. They certainly make for some smooth criminals, though.
Oh, that hurts.
I know.
But we'll take
it.
Hurt.
Right,
hey, what can I say? I'm bad.
You're bad.
All right. That's enough. Let's
my
go.
backup's a bard, if you couldn't tell by now.
All right. So
I'd already be heading down the path because I know they could catch up.
and they certainly do. They could almost overtake you. The path is pretty windy as it makes its way down the mountain, but it's definitely big enough to support like 3 or 4 horses riding next to each other. And it's around this time that like as Hiei gets his horse and Tarask Tarask is helped up into the saddle because he's so small, that Farron does return. He just kind of like lands on the I can't think what it's called, like just the front of the saddle, squawking happily.
I've again used my penumbra so as to not be dazzled by the light.
Understood.
We could probably just call it a non-issue for you for the moment.
Yeah, for sure. Even when it is an issue, it's just a -1. As a guy who's played an orc for a long time, it seems spooky, but it's not that bad.
Yeah, dazzled is a fairly weak penalty.
Yeah.
As we head out, let me see something real quick.
Well, it was more of a flavor thing, giving up one of the spell-X to get penumbra because she's been up on the surface this long.
Fair.
It fits. As we're going along, both me and Farron are going to just be kind of talking to each other about the local geography, kind of trying to figure out the best paths to take.
Sure.
If that's okay.
Yeah, sounds great. I think that's
there's
a knowledge geography
14 from me.
Okay.
And a knowledge geography from Farron. Farron actually, yeah, Farron gets a 17.
All right.
Yeah, lit torch at the ready, so
Understood. Gotcha. So it's probably at least a couple days ride for you to get where you need to go. Oh, where's my Dragon Empire's Gazette? Here we go. I gotta look at the map right quick. I keep opening up. I don't want Night of Frozen Shadows. I want the Dragon. Oh, it's on my other monitor. I'm so good at this. Alrighty.
Professional GM.
Oh yeah, that's me. So it's from where you guys are, it's gonna be at least a couple of days if you book it to reach the coasts. Then across the Songil Sea, perhaps another day. It sort of depends. It's not necessarily the safest of like methods of travel. It's better than the Spirit Road right now, because the Spirit Road right now has had a lot of bandit problems, and the recent political upheaval in Kasai has thrown the Shogun's armies into disarray, so the road is not properly like policed. You could, there's nothing saying you couldn't go around, take the Spirit Road. It would be a lot longer, but you'd be fighting, assuming you didn't want to try to dodge around them, a lot of bandits and various ne'er-do-wells across the Songil Sea. You're kind of just hoping that nothing that's hungry takes notice of your boat. A lot of times the local farmers, they will bring offerings of sometimes gold, sometimes things like food or incense or like holy things to offer creatures that are a little smarter than, say, like dire shark that might show up and try to eat you, because that's not uncommon either. Tales of things like sea dragons, leviathans, even like awakened creatures and evil intelligent humanoids capable of shifting their shapes have reached the monastery, but you wonder if those aren't just like really, really, really exaggerated. Because what business does a sea dragon have with just the common fishing boats? And if like...
Yeah, dragon turtle perhaps, but not a sea dragon.
Yeah. Dragon turtles are pretty common out here too. They're not as threatening, I want to say. I forget what alignment a dragon turtle usually is.
I think they're chaotic neutral, mostly because they're prone to bribes.
Oh, fair enough. Well, there you go. Dragon turtle great worm. I didn't know that was a thing. Oh, it's a community creation. Okay, fair enough. I see it as neutral. Well, regardless, they exist. They're out there.
I imagine we're just getting this information through Farron. That's like my characters occasionally asking questions.
Mm-hmm. And you guys would have heard this stuff too. Word reaches the monastery a lot. You have a lot of like people will show up at the Kumijinja Monastery and they will you guys know the type. They exist all over everything anyone tries to do with themselves, right? They show up and they talk a big game, and they're going to be the best ever at that thing they do, and then they wash out like a week later. If they made that week, they did really, really, really well. But in that time, a lot of gossip will fly back and forth. They'll spend time that they should be studying down in the villages, and then they'll come back and yap about it, and that's where you're hearing things like this.
Glancing over at Hiei and his horse while we're walking, it still surprises me how people can ride those things instead of eating them like they should. There's nothing wrong with a lizard, riding lizard. What the hell is wrong with these people?
To be fair, we don't really have many of those up here.
They breed a lot quicker than those things do.
Just like a hee-hee.
That's his nickname now. His name is Hee Hee.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
You're fine. You're fine. It is what it is.
How do you really say it?
It's Hiei.
Yeah, you had it right.
Yeah, I just glance to look at Hiei and say, any retorts? Comments?
No need.
Just nod my head. Kind of okay.
Okay. In that case, if nobody has
At
anything
least
else, I'm gonna. You guys said we wanted random encounters. The percentage dice say on a 98 that nothing jumps out and tries to kill and eat you. So a few hours pass. You guys make your way down the mountain. It's after all of the searching and moving and stuff. It's probably middle of the afternoonish as you guys reach the base of the mountain range where Mount Kumijinja is. Farms dot the countryside. Occasionally, 3 or 4 or 5 of them will come together. Little circular buildings, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 together with bigger farmlands reaching out, which usually indicates a family or something like that. As you guys are traveling, several peasants look up from their rice paddies and they smile and just, "Oh, you're from the monastery! Hello there!" All super happy to see you. But nothing really jumps out. There's still no sign of Kiyomi, and you guys still have a couple of days of travel left. Mm-hmm. Or rather, a day and a half.
We're in. Cut that time down.
What's up?
What?
True, but we would also wind up being fatigued.
Yeah.
Only if you fail your fort saves.
Hey, we've got a sage familiar. There's some guidance going on here.
Sage?
I
thought Sage.
What size is this town?
No, that's Auspice. Yeah. The towns are less a town so much as at best there'll be 4 or 5 houses together, and then you ride another couple miles and here's one house and then here's another house. It's very, very, very sporadic.
I speak up saying perhaps we can find lodging in a house if we aid them with some troubles of theirs, or do you just wish to camp outside?
Their troubles may actually cause us a lot more delay than we intend. Plus, it's only afternoon. We could still go for another few hours.
Mm-hmm.
You two are the ones steering. I'm just stuck on the back of this thing.
Let's go.
On delay.
On delay.
We should definitely press on.
All right, you guys ride on.
Arriba.
Speedy Gonzalez shows up for a little while. He hangs out. It's super cool.
Oh, what a very nice person. Thank you.
Oh, there is a rat folk in the party. Yeah, that's relevant. And someone who wants to go really fast. Of course he shows up. Anywho, so you guys press on. You pass all the farms. The peasants continue waving and, "So happy to see you. Good travels to you. Look out for the hobgoblins."
The last one concerns me a bit.
Stopping.
Okay.
When turning towards the person who spoke about hobgoblins and walking that direction.
Okay. It is a I've already committed to not a bird voice. It can't be a Tengu. Yes, it can. It polymorphs into a Tengu, and now it's an old Tengu woman just sitting mining her little rice paddy.
Considering my character and her, not deference, but basically she's still humiliated about the circumstances of her coming to the surface. She always treats everybody with more difference than they probably should require.
Sure.
She would kneel in front of them and bow. Says, would you please tell us more about the hobgoblin problem?
Alrighty, she's gonna make a
And that would be in TN. That would be TN English or TN Common, so you know.
Understood.
She's gonna need what kind of check?
She's gonna make a knowledge local. She gets a 6. Oh well, now I sound more like a bird because I'm not polymorphed. Haha. We hear that the hobgoblins have left Kowling on a path of conquest, and we hear they're in the forest of spirits. Oh, Riku's been missing for a few days. He doesn't carry himself so well, what with that falling off his horse and messing up his leg and never getting it looked at. Why didn't he get it looked at? As she kind of like flaps her arm wings in a little bit of upsettedness.
Oh, this is a Tengu woman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Suddenly.
By chance, did you see Kiyome recently?
Oh, here's a knowledge. I have a 15 on my knowledge local. I know who Kiyomi is. Oh, the kitsune girl. Muscles bigger than my head. Carries a giant club. Likes to beat people with it. Haven't seen her in a few weeks.
Just nod. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, dearie.
Looking at the other two in case they want to ask any questions.
No.
I would continue on the path. Unless...
That sounds good to me.
Okay, sure. You guys continue riding on. Again, you pass by all of the rice paddies and stuff until eventually it does just kind of open up into the plains of northern Minkai. It gets pretty late. If you guys want to keep pushing on into the night, I'll ask for fort saves.
No, we can prepare camp if everybody else is fine with that.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
My character would prefer to camp because it's not all that, fortitude-y.
Fair. Okay, you guys set up camp. It's very open. There's not a lot of places where you can set up without stopping to look around, where you would be off the beaten path or even out of line of sight for miles around.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine by me.
Okay. In that case, whoever wants to take first watch, make a perception check.
I'll take first watch.
Okay.
Does Farron need to sleep?
Yeah, he does. He's a magical beast, but he still requires food and water and stuff.
Well, he's not even a beast. He's a figment of my imagination.
Oh, yeah! You did take that archetype too, didn't you? That's relevant. Okay, hang on. What's it called again? Figment?
Figment, yeah.
Figment's Pathfinder. Let's take a lookie. I think... doesn't he disappear when you go to sleep?
Probably.
Oh, man, he has no hit points. He has a quarter of your hit points. Whew. If
Yeah, he
Figment
has
dies,
So many twos.
you have...
Dream.
He disappears when you sleep.
Oh, well, fun fact, if a figment ever strays more than 100 feet from its master or enters an anti-magic field, or if a figment's master is unconscious or asleep, the figment disappears until the next time the master prepares spells. Kijang was looking out for you, and you were able to send your familiar to scout, but next time doesn't work. So it doesn't need to sleep, but when you sleep, it disappears. So it sleeps when you sleep. Anyway, with a 10... Honorary takes the first watch, and it's not long after everybody goes to bed that coming across southeast of you guys, coming across southwest of you guys, a stench begins to waft across the air. It is just the foulest thing you've ever smelled in your entire life. It smells like wet horse covered in rotted meat. It's if it was any closer to you, it would probably be just outright overpowering. But here and now, it's just unmistakably powerful. Tarask and Hie's horse all kind of like toss about fitfully in their sleep as they smell it, and it's just disgusting.
I'd stand up and tap them awake because that smell wasn't here when we got here.
Okay, sure.
Being woken
Yeah,
up, I'm probably gonna take a scarf and wrap it around my face.
All right. It does very little to cut the stench out. It's kind of like at this point, as the stench is wafted over you guys, it's permeated everything. It's real bad. It's like getting hit point blank with a skunk, but it's really far out.
Mm-hmm.
would I know anything that could I make a check to see if I knew anything that would make that type of smell?
Yeah,
'Cause-
you can throw some knowledge checks around. Usually when knowledge checks are called for, I let you guys like rationalize out what you want to roll. Knowledge nature, fair enough. 25
Also
and,
doing-
alright, those will definitely both cut it. You haven't ever seen one in person. The three of you definitely, all three of you have not. But you guys training at the monastery at Mount Kumijinja, the primary purpose of doing so when you guys like when you graduate, when the rite of passage is passed and you go out into the world, it's kind of like joining the Jedi Order. You guys go across Tian Sha and beyond, righting wrongs and fighting evils and things of that nature. And it's not far from Minkai. Across, you could either cross Lake Shidao, across like the ocean, and then cross the mountains, or you could cut through the Forest of Spirits, across the plains of Hungal, and down Cowling, where the hobgoblins are from. They're known to ride these creatures known as Izobu, which they're like more colloquially they're called battle yaks, and they appear to be like as if like a horse and a yak hybridized and became its own thing, and they're known to stink really, really, really bad. It's not uncommon for in the heat of battle a hobgoblin to just like retch over the side of his mount even as he's charging into someone. That's how disgusting these things are. That certainly must be what you're smelling, because nothing in the Dragon Empire smells as foul.
Isn't that what we were told would smell like a battle yak? Speaking to the others.
I'm like getting up, shaking my head. Yeah, it is. That's not good.
All right. Pulling my torch back up off the ground because I had it set next to me, relighting it.
Understood. With that knowledge nature check, you guys are also downwind of the smell. So it could be pretty far away from you, or it could be a lot of them even farther back. They're definitely there.
Do we want to go with or without light?
Can they see in the dark?
That sounds like something we need a knowledge nature for.
Yep, make me a check. Alrighty. An 18 on
Unfortunately-
knowledge nature. That's pretty good.
Fortunately, I can't give Farron anything because Farron's not here with us at the moment because I haven't prepared my spells for the day, and since I went to sleep, he's gone.
That's fair.
So for someone who comes from a race that enslaves hobgoblins, I know very little about them.
Yeah, you have no idea. But Tarask is, I'm going to be super generous on the session one with the natural ones. Nothing super bad is going to happen yet, but with that 19 from Tarask, hobgoblins do have dark vision, and so do Izobu. Also, despite the fact that, again, these things are just the most disgusting creatures you've ever seen in your life, they can smell through the stench they put off, so they can both see in the dark, and the mount could sniff you out. It's not uncommon for hobgoblins also to, like, not even ride these things into battle so much as get, like, a dozen of them together and whip them into a frenzy, like, in the direction that they want them to stampede.
I'll relay this information with rather high concern.
Perhaps. Well, we can't leave the threat just
No, it
out
would-
there.
No, it would go
No.
against our teachings.
So we have to at least harass them.
Indeed.
Seeing as we made camp, I'll assume that we actually collected water and such and tipped that over into the campfire.
Okay, sure.
Let's go then.
Yep.
Gathering up whatever I need.
Yep, I'll mount up.
Okay. Tarask's gonna jump in the saddle too. I try to say as well and two at the same time. You understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. You guys ride off into the night. The entire party has dark vision with an Azamara, a rat folk, and a drow noble, so you guys can... The horse is a different story. The horse does not have dark vision. And...
My torch, unless somebody told me not to, my torch is
I
lit.
was going to say, is the moon
yeah.
out? Because it might be low light condition anyway.
The 9 on the percentage dice say the moon is covered over, but with our drow noble's primary weapon being a torch, you're good. You have enough light to where as long as you stay close to her, you're fine.
Right.
Alrighty, let's see here. I guess there might be a combat. Sure, why not? Here's a d4. I've rolled a 4. All right, sweet. So you guys actually, I'm gonna remove the master from the board here, and if you guys would go ahead and we'll use this board for the battle map because there's a grid on it. Just arrange yourselves how you want to be set up.
Okay, which direction are we traveling? North, east, west, south?
You guys are traveling south for the purposes of setting the map up.
We're traveling north?
You're technically traveling southwest, but on the board you're going from top to bottom.
We aligning ourselves on this board, or are we?
Yeah, on that board there.
Back.
You're on the
back,
horse, so.
Back.
Horse token?
Back.
Yeah, I'll grab you a horse real quick. I should have a horse in here pretty recently from Doomsday Dawn. No, it's a camel. Where is that camel? Oh, okay, he's up here. I can type in horse just as easy as I can type in camel. Alrighty, there's a horse. It might take a second to load in, but it's coming.
I was gonna say I need you to make it a 2x2 and set it to back.
Alrighty. I'll give you control of it too. Boom. And set it to the back.
That's one funny looking horse.
They always are. To back. Alrighty, there you go. Let me grab... The token's not going to be the most accurate in the world, but it'll be fine.
Whispered word to Hie. Does that beast of yours fight, or...
Hero does fight.
So these guys are all 4 mounted as I grab... I'm going to use the goblin tokens I used in Doomsday Dawn. Because it's basically the same thing, they're just a little grayer. Scrolling down. You come upon 4 of them. Are you trying to, do you want to disguise your approach at all, or are we just guns blazing?
I think it's wise for us to hide our approach.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In that case, let me get stealth checks from not Farron. Well, you didn't prep your spells, so you don't have Farron, but the horse would need to make a stealth check as well.
Well, I still have my spells though from where I didn't cast them, but I went to sleep, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Would have dropped the torchlight when we got within range.
Okay, sure. Let's see those stealth checks.
Okay, the 10 is the horse.
Okay.
Where's my stealth?
Ooh, a 10 and an 8. Do we have a tiki? We don't have a tiki quite yet.
No, I'm sorry about that.
You're good, man.
Initiative?
Stealth.
Oh, stealth, sorry.
Yeah. Did you guys want to try to sneak up? A 22? Okay. So a 10, an 8, Gears.
No, that wasn't. That 22 was not that. It was a initiative.
Oh, I see. Fair enough. Okay. I'll grab that. Fair enough. So I know what these guys add
20.
as I throw.
It was a 26 for stealth.
Gotcha. I'm going to throw 4d6 at the board. It might hang. Okay. Or 4d6, 4d20. If they roll d6 for perception checks, it's real bad. Okay, so it's hanging, so I'm just gonna... I don't know why my dice rolls aren't going through. It's probably because I tried to create a token and made my internet poop itself. So I don't know, or my browser poop itself rather. So I'm gonna cheaty face and roll real dice real quick. Okay, so the hobgoblins don't see you.
They don't?
Well, Henri, yeah. But everybody else is definitely noticed for sure. Oh, there they go. Okay, we'll use those rolls then. They, as you come around, like not much of a bend, but there's enough of like a hill coming up. You can see them at the top, mounted on their Izobus, staring down at you guys. Does anyone speak Hobgoblin? I don't know if it's a language, but it is now.
I speak Goblin.
Goblin might actually be their language. Yeah, we can use Goblin. I thought they might have their own like regional. I do that with races all the time. I definitely thought Serpent Bug was a language. So you speak Goblin?
I believe Hobgoblins just speak Goblin.
They do. Okay, so in Goblin, one of them turns and points his katana down from his disgusting smelling mount. Just surrender now, and we will be merciful. The three behind him like chuckle at the notion of mercy.
Yeah, I respond in.
Light
Can
my
I respond
torch.
in Goblin? Right quick.
Yeah, sure.
I respond in Goblin. Then you truly are no hobgoblins. This should be easy.
Alrighty.
I light my torch.
All right. So I have a 26 initiative from Tiki.
22.
Or 22. Yes, that's right. 22 is the stealth.
You pushed the wrong button accidentally.
Yeah. They don't see you, especially now.
I'm trying to find the initiative on the sheet.
Oh yeah, they don't see me. They see him. So never mind. Would not have lit on because I actually have my stealth.
I hear you. Alrighty, what do I add? I'm used to reading second edition sheets. These guys are all four gonna roll at once. And I have a 5. Sweet. We're doing great. Let me real quick get everything, go to descending. I think I got a token on the board. I did not yet. You, to the board. During that time, I made some guys. They're going to look large, but that's because they're mounted. 2, 3, 4. About like this. And we will... OBS will grab us some combat board. Hiei, you're first. Right? Oh, no, it's Tiki. Excuse me.
Yep, Tiki roll better.
So many new names that I'm not used to saying.
I will take my standard action to down my Accelerus tincture.
Okay, understood.
And is that goblin on the field, the hobgoblin?
Yeah, all 4 of them there.
I don't see 4. Oh, I see a goblin off to the right, not a...
I must have accidentally dragged him in. What is he doing there? There's a random goblin shows up. He lets you know that we're people too, and then he disappears.
Oh.
Okay. So I see 3 mounted hobgoblins down there. Is that correct?
There's one more. I'm sorry. I hit paste, but he didn't go.
There's only one thing Paizo can do to make me happier than announcing hobgoblins are a core race.
Yeah.
Ratfolk are a core race.
Hey, that's Starfinder. You got the Isoki.
Yeah, I know, but come on, also Pathfinder.
Fair.
They're in a similar situation as goblins there. They're all but considered common.
Mm-hmm.
My move action was just to head this direction. Half my move speed, so go ahead. Oh, hold on, wait. Half my move speed is actually farther. I've drank my tincture. There.
Okay. Understood. Is that all?
Yeah, that's all. I'm still holding my stealth.
All right, Hiei, what's up?
He is going to shoot. He's going to draw his short bow
Okay.
and take a. It's probably going to move like that, and then launch a shot at this one down here.
Sure. Are we targeting him or his mount?
We'll target him.
Alrighty. An 18 does connect for 0 piercing. How'd you pull that off?
I forgot to add the damage dice. I'll just roll that separately.
Ah, fair enough. Okay.
That should be a D6, not a D8. The short bow.
That's short bow.
Do you want me to reroll or just keep the
Yeah, we can keep 3. That's fine. The arrow sinks into his chest. He looks at you and just kind of snarls.
And that's my turn.
Alrighty. Turask, what's up?
For me, I draw upon the Mage Armor spell that I have previously prepared, and I just cover myself in this Force Armor, and then let me just check to make sure Mage Armor is a standard action. Is there any, like, using my move, is there any, like, terrain I can just throw myself behind in case they have, like, bows or something?
Not really. Hiei's horse.
Hiei, forgive me, but I shall move over in that direction then.
Okay.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's all for me.
Alrighty. So the hobgoblins are all going to charge at Hiei. Well, these two won't. These two are going to circle back on their Izobus. 15, 20, 25, 30, 40. The mounts double move, so they're going to take an egg when they attack. Alright, at that point I need Unholy to make a will save, or no, excuse me, a fort save. As these guys begin circling around, the hobgoblin on the left gets a little too close for comfort, and the stench of his Izobu is overpowering.
Crap baskets.
Crap.
Fortitude save?
If you would please, yeah.
shoot. Oh, don't worry, there's no +2. I
Turask and Hiei are both fine. It's just Henri at this point, who does fail. As this thing gets too close, again, like, it doesn't break stealth, but Henri begins, like, throwing up in her mouth. It's really gross, and mechanically, you are... I kind of forget what stench does. I've been GMing the other game. Alrighty, so you are sickened. As you're being just kind of, again, like, thrown up all over the place, taking a -2 penalty on attack rolls, weapon damage rolls, saving throws, skill checks, and ability checks. They're gonna... These two are both gonna shoot at Hiei, I think. Yeah, they have short bows as well. This one only moved 40 feet, the one on the bottom here, so he doesn't take a neg when he fires. And he adds that. Okay, so, boom. I have a 16 to hit.
A 16 will hit me.
Okay, fair enough.
So we're downwind currently? From which one?
The wind is pretty dead right now. It's this one here.
It's just because we're so close to them at this point, isn't it?
Yeah, you got it.
Oh, actually, I have deflect arrows as my monk bonus feat.
All right, would you like to deflect it?
To swat it away.
All right, understood. This thing fires at you, and it hits your hand, and just pah, off it goes. His friend is going to also shoot. He's taking a -4 because his mount is double moved. Does a 16 hit you?
A 16 it meets.
Alrighty. It meets for the grand total of the dice roll hangs for 6 damage for max damage as you block the one arrow, and as you do so, you bring this hand up, and the other one, like, embeds in your, like, shoulder. You recoil back a little.
Question, right quick.
Sure.
For AC, does, like, the attacker need to hit the RAC, or does he need to get one over?
Yeah, if your armor class is 16, if you hit a 16, you hit. I've house ruled in some games that it's tied to defender, but that's because when we first started playing Pathfinder in a game store in Sedalia, Missouri, we didn't know better, and I'm working on fixing that.
Okie dokie.
The second two, one of these guys is pretty mad at Tarask. Yeah, so this one's gonna 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. They don't have wheeling charge yet. So really right now they could just do that, huh? That kind of sucks. 5, 10, 15. There's the fourth one. Oops. 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Okay, now I need Tarask, I need Hiei, I need Hiei's horse, all three to make fort saves as these guys come too close and it gets real bad.
Again? Oh.
You didn't have to make a save in the first place.
Oh.
But now you do.
Oh, I thought you said we did before. All right, well, either way, I rolled a 22 this time, because thank you, dice.
And the 22 and the 23 are both super good. It's the 9 from, I'm assuming, Hiei's horse that...
Yeah, it actually would be less from him because he has scent.
Oh, yeah, that's true, isn't it? So it'd be a minus...
2, I think.
2, yeah, I think that's right, 2 or 4. Either way, the 9 fails. The horse is sickened. The horse begins kind of like reeling back away from these Izobu as they begin charging down. You guys shake it off. Then we're going to start shooting at the rat folk who has cover, I would say. Well, we're gonna be that guy. We're going to break out the ruler. Here we go. Ruler. You don't have cover from that one. You have cover from the second one. Okay, so first attack. Does an 8 hit you?
No.
Fair enough.
Oh,
so covers a +2, I think it is.
okay.
So I could be wrong. Does a 19 hit your armor class +2?
No, thank you. That would hit it if I was in the open, though.
Fair enough. All right, Tiki, what's up?
Let's see. What, they're crossbowed?
They're using short bows.
1, 3, 4. 4 is 20 feet. That's what, 25? That's within range to attack, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Right here?
Yeah. But also, as you move there, I think I got to zoom in to confirm. Okay, yeah, that's within... When you get within 5 feet of this one, the Yizobu sniffs the air and looks in your direction because he has scent and you've moved within 5 feet of him, so he automatically detects you.
Yeah, the Ozobu does.
The Hobgoblin
I'm not attacking the Ozobu.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm going to attack the Hobgoblin.
Alrighty.
And actually I don't have a thing. Sorry, I don't have a thing written up for it. So melee, there, strength. Let's see. 20 damage. 1d6. Strength there. No, this is bludgeoning. And secondary damage, velocity damage.
Velocity damage. The sneak attack of the Accelerist.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
And then you still get the sneak attack from the Vivisectorist.
Yep.
Seems good.
Uh-huh. Alright. Sorry about this. Torch. Unlit.
Unlit torch. A 20 definitely hits.
Did that roll?
Yeah, it rolled for 10 points of damage. Targeting this one. Okay, understood. He's not looking
and now
good.
I am seen.
You are. You don't have spring attack yet?
Nope.
All right, does that doesn't? Okay, yeah, no, he's definitely not looking good. You whack him in the back of the head, and he kind of just like reels back. Will that be all?
With the attack, I would look at them, seeing as they have dark vision. Says, "Do you really want to fuck with me?"
Hey, now language.
Oh, I apologize. I forget.
I forget too.
Anyway, do you really want to mess with us?
He just kind of growls back. You definitely you're able to swing a torch a lot better than most people swing weapons, and you crack him like in the jaw. You probably dislocated something. He's not looking good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to see if I need to do it to intimidate, considering I'm trying to do that playing off my drow heritage. So,
not quite yet.
Drow are not normally a surface thing.
You would need, I forget the name of the feat to be able to do that as not a standard action. But I'm pretty sure intimidating is a standard action.
It is.
There you go. In that case, Hie. What you got for
I'll
me?
look for that later, thanks.
Okay. I want to drop my short bow and then make a charge attempt, drawing a lance on the move.
All right, understood.
And I'm going to charge this one, coming across him.
Alrighty. So before you move the token, show me the line, if you would.
I don't have the line tool somehow.
Weird. It might look a little different for you guys now. It's there's a circle.
Oh, is it the thing that says snap?
Yeah, that's the ruler now. It got an update recently.
Yeah.
Yep, there you go. Okay.
And,
show me it one more time, actually. I'm having problems seeing squares. I gotta zoom in. I should have chose a different color other than yellow. Okay, yeah, you're good. Understood. Cool. I just needed to see if you ran through any of these. These don't have a reach of 5 feet anyway. Yeah, you're fine. Alrighty, make it happen.
the changing hotkeys is...
Boo.
Like
I love it when people do that. I've never figured out how to do that in Roll20, so every time I see it, I'm just, oh, that's so cool.
It used to be spacebar. Now apparently it's Q.
No, weird.
Or right click.
All right, and the lance. I'll have to just roll an extra dice because it doesn't have the double damage if I hit.
Okay, fair enough.
So what was that? Like a run by attack or something?
Yeah, he's using. I don't know if you had. Do you have ride by attack? You probably have ride by attack at this point. Or no, ride by attack's not a feat in my metas. Mounted charges always provoke. You just didn't move through anybody's threat range.
Yeah,
so...
you removed ride by attack in the
right.
And then the extra dice because it's mounted.
Sure. So 4 points of damage. He has. You definitely hit him. He kind of just it glances off his armor. He looks at you, he growls. At this point, they've kind of they look a little more savage than the average hobgoblin.
Mm-hmm.
You're not... It's weird. These guys are just as militaristic as you guys are. These guys seem almost feral. You hit him, he kind of just growls back, and the growl kind of almost turns into a howl as he looks at you, and his compatriot to the just north of you begins wheeling his mount around to charge at you.
And that's a turn.
Alrighty, Tarask, what's up?
It's levels like this that remind me, oh yeah, I'm shit at lower levels because I don't have... Oh,
we are, man.
Oh, this is going to be painful.
You have 6 hit points, though. Well, I don't know what your con's 9. Fair enough.
I have 9. No, sorry about the swear.
Oh, you're fine.
Shucks. So, shucks. Yes, Mac, go towards the big, scary monsters that are good in melee when you're a wizard. This is going to be safe and sound, and you will be perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so, I'm going to go here.
Okay.
And are these hobgoblins wearing metal armor?
They are.
then I shall be using
Well, technically it's like lamellar armor, but it's metal armor. Yeah.
All right, then I will be using Energy Splash, which is a psionics skill, and I will be using the electricity energy, which gives me a +3 to hit if the target is wearing metal armor.
Sure. Alrighty, make it happen.
27 to hit.
Yeah, no, you got him.
That deals 1 point of damage.
Alright, yeah. Zap, zoop. He's still not looking good, and as he's like growling down on Ryu, he kind of like, you lean over and just boom, and then he looks back at you. He looks almost as feral as his mount does. They both just like almost slavering at the mouth, looking at you.
It's kind of a...
Will that be all?
Unfortunately, yes.
Alrighty, fair enough. To the hobgoblins we go. This hobgoblin is going to charge Tarask. It provokes from Tiki.
Oh no.
He actually needs, is it 20 feet when you're mounted to charge?
10 feet. 2 squares.
I thought that was the normal charge, and then when you're mounted, you need 20.
I don't think you do.
When he moves by, can I make an attack of opportunity?
Yeah, it definitely provokes from you.
No, you're not a fighter.
Oh, ha ha ha. Or Paladin at level 6. Or Barbarians, I think, eventually, too.
And we are now flanked, so...
You did it.
Oh, that does count as flanked?
Hmm.
Actually, I didn't even roll my my sneak attack for the last attack.
I just assumed damage 2 was your sneak attack.
No, the damage 2 was my accelerist vitalist, or the velocity damage.
Oh, fair enough.
So I actually need to roll you I need to roll you a d6 for that.
Alright, sure, go for it.
So,
I never have a good place to put initiative. Okay, duly noted. He retroactively realizes that his kidney has been punctured. Well, bludgeoned.
Well, considering my damage die for both of the hits with the torch have been the same.
3d6 plus 2 is not bad at level 1. That's pretty respectable.
That's pretty respectable.
Anyway, the provoking attack.
Once again, I got a few levels to go before I'm super useful.
Yeah. Low-level wizards are a thing, that's for sure.
Especially when I go all out for item creation. Hooray.
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 Yeah, give it like 5 or 6 levels. You'll be the strongest person in the party. Well, alchemists also get spells. You'll be... The monk samurai will be happy to coup de grace you hold person for him.
Oh, yeah. And then I probably will take some Sohei levels myself later on, or some sort of monk levels later on.
It's pretty good.
You know. Yeah.
You need 6 of that archetype to be really good, in my opinion. Because the thing about it is you can flurry with any weapon that you have weapon training with. That's why I like it so much.
Crap,
So
I forgot
good.
I have flurry too.
Oh,
I will remember for this time.
Level 1, session 1. Well, we're waiting on that attack of opportunity from you, if you wouldn't mind. My friend.
I already did it.
You didn't. You did, I took 2 extra damage, and then I have a 22 to hit. Oh, that is you. Oops.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't know that was the second attack. It looked exactly the same. Oh, because it was the same amount of damage. Excuse me. Fair enough. Okay,
Yeah, it was the same exact amount of damage.
In
Both
that case,
times, that was the joke he made.
Oh, fair. In that case, I need you to flavor that kill.
Oh, as he tries to walk past me, I would basically hit him in the neck, trying to sever it and knock his head off.
Okay, you don't necessarily quite do that hard, but you
Bludgeon his head off.
You bludgeon, yeah. And thus the sport of golf was invented.
That's right.
In feudal Japan. You definitely, though.
Basically, I want his neck to be at a right angle.
Yeah, no, you're definitely able to do so. He will really quickly... Well, yeah, he still gets to make the check. He would add that. Okay. He is unable to stay in the saddle. he begins riding off. You just kind of lean up and smack him, and the hobgoblin falls over, and like his neck's starting to go real bad, and then it contacts the ground as he falls off his Izobu, dead as a doornail. I'm gonna. Oh, what's so good? Let's use the snail. I like the snail. The snail will indicate that this is now just an Izobu without a mount, or without a rider, rather. So now it's gone crazy and is just going to... You guys see the thing kind of neigh like a horse, kind of moo like a yak. It's very terrifying. It's going to try to attack our rat folk. Here we go. I have a 16 to hit you.
No.
Haha, it misses. Okay, fair enough.
No, stay away. Bad. Bad.
Does it understand any languages? Probably not. Yeah, no, it has 1 intelligence. The horse is a little smarter. Alright, this one's gonna 5-foot step. They have... You see, as it 5-foot steps, the hobgoblin leans forward and begins making noises not unlike what the Izobu is making. It's awkward. You're not sure, but it appears to be conversing in a language that it understands. Like the Izobu understands. So, 16 hit a flanked Tiki.
22.
Fair enough. That's what I thought. The Izobu leans forward and tries to gore you. You are able to dodge out of the way, and the hobgoblin will bring his katana down. He rolls a natural 20.
Oh, no.
So I'm going to... Usually I don't let... Usually natural 20s automatically confirm, but this time I'm going to make us roll to confirm nat 20s. A 19 does not confirm?
No.
Okay. I add... Oh, yeah.
Considering a katana could one-shot me at this level, no.
That's fair. 7 points of damage, not 14 points of damage, as he leans forward and brings his katana across your chest. You're able to lean back out of what might have been your neck, but as you lean back, you bring your midsection up, and he just brings it across. Now, our samurai, I'm gonna charge like this. Yeah. Actually...
That is a provoking action from me.
Sure.
You're wielding a lance.
Yep, go for it.
Let's see if I get lucky.
Yeah, 22 hits for max damage. 8 damage is noted. He begins riding up at you, and you lean forward with your lance, and it shrieks through his armor as he's going to try to do... He doesn't have a lance, he has a katana. I should have given him lances. I decided I'd lowball this encounter to see where everybody was at. I have regrets. A 10 probably doesn't hit you. Actually, it's a 12. He's charging. This guy's gonna...
It wouldn't hit me anyway, and it would be a 14 to hit me right now.
Fair enough. This one just takes
Okay, he's just moving normally.
Yeah, he's just taking a move action 20 feet.
Although that route will provoke for me anyway, combat reflex.
Sure, make it happen.
Let's see.
As you're doing that, his Izobu's going to attack. 18 hits for, again, max damage. Swinging your lance around. Your lance is probably less of a lance because we're in the Far East and more of just like a gigantic yari. Swing it around, back behind you, hit the other guy. Izobu leans
like that
forward.
Scene from The Last Samurai where he's like throwing the flag around.
Yeah, it's the best movie ever. All right, how about a 19 to hit you?
19 hit.
Flanked. All right, fair enough. Then this is the attack from the hobgoblin. Does an 18 get there?
An 18 hits.
All right, so we have 8 points of damage from the hobgoblin. The Izobu.
Is that the horse or at me?
They're both at you.
Okay.
And it's a little less coming from the Izobu. Actually, it's one more. 9 damage from the Izobu, or from the hobgoblin. Or no, I'm right. From the Izobu leaning in and goring at you. The hobgoblins begin... It just, at this point, again, they're kind of just beating their chests and howling. Tiki.
Yep, I am unconscious.
Okay.
And I need to roll to see if I stay in the saddle.
Yes, you do. I think that's DC 20. think.
For a military saddle, it's easier.
Ah, fair. Okay, shoot.
Does his horse still
It's
threaten?
a 50% chance on a D100.
Okay, go ahead and let's roll that first. Yes, the Izobu still threatens. It looks like it threatens just anything around it. Also,
No. No, I'm talking about our ally's horse.
Oh, yeah, it still threatens. Unless he doesn't want it to.
Oh yeah, I mean it would take a bite attack.
Okay, sure. I think Tiki's asking him to see if he has a flank when he moves here.
Let's see, it has a -2 because it's sickened.
Okay. How's it taking the bite attack, though? I did provoke it. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. 15 does not hit.
Okay.
The horse leans forward and tries to bite, and he just kind of gets, like, bracer. The hobgoblin doesn't, like, mechanically do damage, but it brings back its hand and backhands the horse's muzzle. And Hiei falls from the saddle. Whoa, that was way too far. There we go. I think we both tried to move the token at once. Oopsie. Yeah. All right, what you got? Henri. On Ryu. Yeah, I can't say names either. We'll get there.
All right, moving here.
Okay.
And I will be attacking the rider.
Sure.
And does his horse cause me to flank?
Yes, his horse is still hostile to the hobgoblin and its Izobu. And a 22 hits for 6, 7, 8, 9, and then I need one more d6, if you would, please.
Yep.
Ooh. Okay, yeah, I need you to flavor that kill. He falls out of the saddle.
After he strikes my friend, basically it's a rage instinct of just sudden super speed across the field and jumping into the air to smack him in the head.
Fair enough.
With
and
my torch.
You get him, and he doesn't even see it coming. He's too, like, he almost, like, takes his helmet off as if to dive down on the body of the fallen monk and begin, like, consuming it. His mouth opens up and, like, slaver begins dripping down, and you just, and he falls. The Zobu, without something to control it, begins bucking wildly. Hiei, roll to stabilize, if you would, please.
Can I spend a resolve to stabilize?
Yes, you can. You're a samurai.
Right, I will be resolved.
You will be resolved. Does your horse want to do anything?
Actually, you should control it to see if it, wants to do a full attack or if it wants to run away or whatever.
Okay. It's a loyal companion that you've received from a class feature. It's lived at the monastery for as long as it's been alive, and it's combat trained, so it's not maybe necessarily like out of a desire to protect you, but out of a desire if there are scary death monsters in its face, yeah, it's willing to attack if you'd like to make it full attack.
Okay, so its first one is a primary attack, so it's +4, and then the other two have no mod from being sickened and it being secondary natural attacks.
Sure.
So that's the bite.
Ooh. 20 hits? Yeah, 20 hits.
And then those are the 2 hoof attacks.
Okay. 18 hits.
Let me double check the damage mod. Right, so the hooves are at a -1 and the bite is at a +1.
Okay, so he took 7 damage, not 6, is what I'm hearing. And then 5 more. Ooh, okay, yeah, definitely, like, your horse leans back, bites into the Zobu, and it's not happy that it does it. It probably tastes worse than it smells, and then leans back and kicks it twice in the face. And rules is written, if I remember correctly, you can't do 0 damage. So
One
that
non-lethal.
1 - 1 is 1 non-lethal, which is enough to knock the Zobu unconscious. So that's relevant. The horse just kind of like collides with the side of him.
Minimum damage is always at least 1.
Yep. And that 1 non-lethal knocks this poor thing out. Here's a sad face for it sleeping. Tarask, what's up?
So is the one in front of me still alive?
Yeah, the snail on the token indicates that is a hobgoblin who has died, and its Izobru mount is just kind of rampaging at the closest thing it can see, basically.
So it is going to try and attack me?
Yeah, definitely. It's already tried to attack you. It's going to keep doing so.
All right, then.
I would suggest coming this direction.
I was going to suggest flick of the wrist. I'm going to go for a touch attack.
Alrighty.
Use one of my Scion powers, Hammer.
Hammer!
20 to hit, 4 force damage.
Alrighty, would you like to cast defensively?
Yeah. What do I need to roll for defensive casting again?
That's
It's been a while.
D20 plus caster level plus modifier? Yeah. DC is
22.
15
Hey.
plus level of spell. Yeah, you kill it. You're good.
Well, it's a manifestor level 1, so I guess that'd be 16.
Understood. A 16. If it's a 16, then it doesn't pass. You needed a 17.
No, the DC would be 16. That's a 22 to
Fair
pass.
enough. I hear you. Okay. What kind of save am I making?
It's not a save, it's a touch
Oh,
attack.
I heard you say DC. So.
I was talking about the DC for me casting defensively.
Oh, fair. Okay. Alrighty. A 16 probably hits my touch. Probably, right? It's gotta. Right.
It's a 20 for touch.
Yeah.
You're getting numbers mixed up.
Because you're saying a lot of numbers at once. Also,
No,
it wouldn't be a 16, it'd be a 17, because the DC is 15 plus double the spell level, and it does hit, and you do deal that much force damage. Is that all?
It's still alive and kicking very
is.
nastily.
In your direction.
If I take a 5-foot step in this direction, am I out of its reach?
You think so, yeah. It's mostly just kind of bucking with its horns. It doesn't have a whole lot of reach with them because they curve like out then forward.
Alright, so then this right here would be 15. So then that would be 15.
So are we taking the withdraw action? Is that what I see?
Yeah, I took the 5 step and then move around, yeah.
Alright. I think withdraw is a full round action.
Oh, whoops, my apologies.
I'm not 100 on that.
There.
It
I'll
is,
be good there.
But if you're prevented from being able to take a double move, you can take a withdrawal as a standard, only moving up to your first movement.
Right. So you can 5 foot back.
You said that I had a hero point, correct?
Yep. Everybody's got one.
All right. I would actually like to use mine to act out of turn.
Okay.
Which
Understood.
puts me down into the initiative before the hobs permanently, and I get to do my action as if it was my turn was held, basically.
Sure. Understood. Is Trask done?
Move up. Yeah.
Because
after Trask.
Is Trask done?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Trask is done.
Tiki's up.
All right. I would like to move over here and administer a healing potion to my downed ally.
All right. Understood. Doing so would provoke from both the Hobgoblin and the Izobru, because you're within 5 feet.
I don't care.
Understood. I probably can't hit you.
We're not right there instead.
That would be better.
Well, okay. Then
Now I
I didn't
can't
know
hit
if
you.
I could do it there.
You're fine.
But yeah, I forget what a cure light is.
1d8.
It's 1d8.
plus 1.
D8
Yeah.
plus 1.
You got it. For 5 points. Okay. Fair enough. Does that bring Hiei back up to consciousness?
Does not.
Alright, fair enough. Ooh, wow, I hit you better than I did. Fair enough. Alright,
Yeah, at least stabilizes.
he does. If that's all for Tiki,
That's all I have.
then Hobgoblins are gonna go. This Izobru is just gonna trample across where Tarask is standing. So I'm using trample, which means, and I think I know the answer to this because you're the wizard, but I gotta ask anyway, you either can attempt a reflex save to get out of the way, or it provokes. One or the other.
Reflex save to get out of the way, please.
Alright, sure, make it happen. That
9.
fails. You try to dodge, but as you lean a little too far back, you trip in the not in the dark. You have dark vision. You trip and you lean a little bit forward, and the Izobru just tears over top of you for 6 points of damage. It continues. It doesn't run off the map, but it runs. Yeah, it runs about there. It definitely wants to just destroy all the things, and right now that's you guys. Meanwhile, this one is gonna...
Oh no.
15, 20, 25. Yeah, let's try Sure, I don't have improved grapple, so this provokes from Tarask if you'd like to do something about it, but the Hobgoblin's going to lean down and try to grab you.
Silver dagger to the face, I guess. That's my best option.
Yeah, fair enough. These guys might be werewolves, you never know. They're looking a little feral, but a 14 does miss. It kind of like it slides off his bracer as I look at my CMB. These guys all have basically the same number on everything. A 6 does not break your CMD, though. He leans like... He tries to dodge the dagger, and that's what causes it to miss, but in doing so, he goes a little too far wide, and he's unable to grab you. The Zobu's going to try to lean forward and make mincemeat out of you for a... Whoop,
Oh my god.
17 to hit?
No.
Doesn't hit?
No, it doesn't hit. My AC's 19.
Gotcha. That one is unconscious.
Mage armor. Thank God for mage armor.
Mage armor's a good thing. What is this one gonna do? The horse isn't that threatening, but the horse just knocked out any Zobu. I think I just 5-foot step away from the horse. Yeah. As part of that move action, this Hobgoblin draws his bow back, and he's gonna take a shot at Onryu. My cat says meow.
Hi, cat.
Hi,
Please
cat.
Tell your papa not to kill us.
I'm
please.
not trying. Does a 23 hit?
23 does hit. I have a 22.
I did it. I have to roll a 19 to hit you. 2 damage. The Zobu doesn't have anything to do. It stamps angrily.
I actually misread Resolve. The ability I wanted to use to stabilize is actually like a light version of Die Hard.
Oh yeah, that is right, isn't it? You would like when you would go to 0, you instead sit at 1.
Mm-hmm.
So that would actually put you at what, 6 with the healing I gave you? 7?
6, I think.
Okay, so you're up.
Yeah.
Hooray!
Um,
I don't have to worry about standing over you trying not to die.
That's fair.
Right. Can I try to swift mount?
Yeah, sure.
Fast mount, I mean. Give her a go.
I apologize, Tommy. Could you do you remember what my previous damage was? I'm scrolling up trying to figure out which one was which, but
The last time you hit, you did.
no, not me hitting me.
Oh, the damage you took. You took 3 damage.
Yeah.
So that is that turns my swift action mount into a move action mount because I
It does.
didn't make the DC.
It's like a 15 or
and then-
20.
Yep. With my standard action, I will lunge out with the lance.
Sure.
Let's see here. La-di-da-di. It's a miss too.
11 does not hit. Yeah, he, like, in the process of trying to jump up into the saddle, you hook your foot wrong in the stirrup, and when you lean forward, it just kind of, like, goes past his head.
Mm-hmm. And I want to direct the horse to 5 foot backwards.
All right, sure. You may do so. If that's all, Tarask?
Yep.
This is a shit show I've got myself into.
Yeah, it's not good. I mean, that one I can kind of... That's not that bad, because it is kind of that. The Zobu back here definitely looks like it's going to turn around and just stampede back
Is it right there?
this way. Yeah, it's the snail. Now, of course, that might mean it's going to run into the other one. It's a little on the super angry side.
No. Does that mean it's like... Screw it. How far does withdrawal get? Or Can I roll? I gotta choose my options very carefully
Oh,
here.
you do. The withdraw action is a full round action, and it says make a move action, and I think it has to be in a straight line too. I think, yeah. And the first 5 feet does not provoke. So you could, like, for example, you could go like this, and then you wouldn't provoke.
Well, I'm not certain what the range is on this thing's reach. Because
Yeah.
don't large creatures normally have a increased reach to where it's like this for them?
Mounts usually only have 5 feet of reach.
Yeah, like I said, the Izobu, their horns go out and then they hook forward, kind of like Texas Longhorn style. So it can't reach as far as other things would. But Tarask is an intelligent little guy. He definitely knows that.
All right.
Like, these guys are still coming for you.
I'm gonna take a 5-foot step back.
Sure.
And screw it. I'm gonna, for my standard action, chug one of my potions of cure light wounds.
Understood.
Oh god. I can make more of these. I can make more of these. I can make more of these. Oh, hey!
Boom!
The exact amount I lost.
You did it, and now it's Tiki's turn. What's on Ryu got?
Sorry, I'm trying to get back to the screen.
Ah, you're good. Who dares wins! I love it.
Is the horse behind the other thing?
It's on the ground, so it's basically just standing in that space.
Yeah.
Because the thing is unconscious.
Yeah, these Obu got knocked out by the horse.
Okay,
That's one
weird.
impressive horse.
Yeah.
Oh, so this thing is unconscious. It does not provoke.
Correct.
Right.
Okay, well, I've got to go back for our buddy, so...
Yeah, that's my plan as well.
I'm surviving.
Oh, well, if you're heading that...
I'm surviving.
Yeah. I'm 5 foot off of being able to attack it. Well, you know what? I'm just going to, see. I'm gonna hold my turn.
Understood.
Yeah.
Hobgoblins will go.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold my turn in initiative.
Understood. Alright, so the first thing that happens is I'm gonna roll a d4. And that's gonna determine... Well, yeah. I'm gonna roll a d4, and that will determine which way this Izobu rampages. Not a d5. That would make no sense. So it's like 1 is north, and then we go clockwise from there. And I've rolled a 2. So it's gonna rampage to the east. And it just misses.
Oh god. I probably just back up Chuck with the motion and just feel it run right behind me. Go, ugh.
But it will pass
That's
through Hiei and his horse.
Yep,
Oh,
nice
no.
no.
So it either provokes or you get a reflex save.
I'm gonna take the provocation actually.
Right, sure.
So I'm gonna roll the horses first because it's just the dice roller.
Okay, understood.
The 2 is probably not gonna land.
Yeah, no, a 6 doesn't get there.
Let's see if the lance fares any better.
A 19 will hit for 2 more. It's also moving through threatened squares, so it's provoking both from using trample through you and for moving through your threat range. So with combat reflexes, you do have that 1 more.
Okay, I'll take 1 more shot then.
That's actually one of my next feats to get combat reflexes.
It's a very important feat. All right, 1 more damage is noted.
The horse also has combat reflexes, just default.
Nice.
Oops.
But it doesn't have reach, so... Well, no, it's moving through threatened square. You get 1 more.
But it only gets 2 around, not like me where I have a bunch of decks.
All the decks.
12
Oh, you
probably.
mean like me?
Like all the good Pathfinder First Edition characters. 12 might hit. I gotta bring it back up again. I forget. There's a, uh-oh. I closed the roll 20. That was bad. 12 does not hit.
Okay.
You get really, really close, but it just fails to connect as you guys both take 9 points of damage, max damage, as this thing just like you stab it twice, your horse bites into it and it just plows into you. Continues moving forward.
I'm gonna go back under.
Well, you're staying under because I don't have any more potions.
He could use his hero point.
Oh god, that would have knocked me under too.
I think I stay in the saddle this time, though.
You do, yeah. Your horse moves in the same direction that you do when you guys get hit. So it as it rights itself, it pulls itself back, and you as well. This provokes, but I have a natural 20 to try to reach down and grab you.
Yeah, that touches me, unfortunately.
Would you like to try to
shank.
stab at me?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and shank him with a silver dagger again.
Okay, sure.
That doesn't.
6 does miss.
Jesus Christ.
Tarask is
nope.
pulled into the saddle, and the Izobu is going to be directed to move 40 feet. So it's...
Oh, come on, you asshole! Oh, no.
Oh, do I have a text block? Yeah, I have to put a text block on the board to indicate how far away. 20.
Or you could just move the entire map down, or you could just move all of us down, because this is just supposed to be a relevant map.
That's fair. That's fair. I could do that. That seems super awkward, though, to grab everybody and have to move them. So I'm going to just...
It wouldn't be that awkward. Just select everyone and then drag down a bit.
20 feet. Let's make that not in black, though, because we want to be able to read it. Bright green! Oh, bright green was worse. No, bad. Not bright green. Bright green is not the path. I can't select it now. No. This is what I get for trying to move you. We all understand that it's 20 feet. It's right there. It can kind of be read. All right, what else do I got? I've got this one here. He is down. Angry Boy has moved. So I'm just gonna keep taking pot shots. I'm a little scared. I've seen my friends get brained to death with a torch. That's a D6. That's not an attack roll.
I'd like to actually put myself into initiative.
Okay, so you'll go after this guy attacks, and has a natural 20 to hit you.
Oh no!
You will confirm. You will fail to do so with a 10. So
what do you guys want to do for our next game?
You haven't died yet. You just have new friends. 2 damage is assigned to Onryu as the arrow would pierce your neck, but you lean down a little and it just kind of grazes your chin. And into the initiative goes Onryu. Up. Oh, that doesn't work.
All right, hold on.
Sure.
And select, please.
Ooh. A 10 does miss.
Oof. That would have been max damage. Oh, God. Yeah, I don't think How does flurry work? Does that have to be as a full round, or can I just do it as part of standard?
It's a full round
It's
action,
full
yeah.
round.
It's like using 2-weapon fighting, essentially.
Okay. Yeah, see, I was trying to wait till some being moved into range that I could 5-foot step to them, but it wasn't going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Because ranged fighting.
Because ranged fighting. Is that all you got?
That's all I have.
Alrighty, he rolled stabilize.
Good. No dice there. I'll take
dice.
1 point of bleed.
Is there?
And the mount will probably full attack again.
Seems good. Oh,
Seeing
man.
as the beasts of burden are not escaping, but rather attacking.
They're angry. Angry boys. I think that's actually just straight up in their flavor text, that they're just angry at everything.
I understand.
6 probably does not
I'd be
confirm.
I'd
6
be
is
angry
not
too
hit.
if I was that mix.
Okay, so that is a bite and a hoof.
Those do both miss. The 12 gets real close.
Well, there's a 23, a 20, and a 12.
Oh, the 23 does hit, yeah.
Yeah, the 6 is a confirmation roll.
Oh, okay, I see now. Fair enough. Alright. So I've taken 4 damage. You slap into the thing.
7 total.
7 total. Okay, fair enough. It definitely reels back as your horse connects with it, but it's too busy being angry at the world around it to notice the fact that it's not looking very well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's that bottom text I'm looking for. These Zobus are extremely aggressive and fight ruthlessly to defend even the weakest member of their herd, making them difficult pests to deal with. Anywho.
The sheer part that they defend their herd is actually kind of nice. It's a shame they're being rode by hobgoblins.
I definitely, at some point, I want to play a hobgoblin cavalier, probably, maybe samurai, and have any Zobus mount because they're super sweet. Anywho, Tarask, what are you doing? You've been grabbed by this hobgoblin who just appears to be just trying to get as far away from the fight as he can.
Second first, same as the first. I'm just gonna try and touch him and put a hammer straight into his gut.
Alright, so the first thing that has to happen is you need to make a concentration check because you're grappled. That fails.
Nope.
You lose the spell.
So I lose that power point, don't I? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my action. I don't think I can really do anything else, can I?
Not really, no. Because it would be a standard action to try to break the grapple or gain control of the grapple.
Oh, I am all different types of fucked at the moment. Oh, sorry.
Hey! I'm still calling you Kane Smale. I love you, Kane, if you're watching. You're my buddy.
Oh
Please
my
edit my
God,
content still.
I am so bad at that. I'm sorry. I'm just sitting over here like with a deep pit in my stomach like, how am I going to get out of this? How am I going to get out of this?
On that note, I'm going to make another grapple check. I have a +4 because I've grappled you. A 27, I imagine, breaks a lot of things. He moves you from grappled to pinned. So what he does is he's got you one-handed because you're a size category smaller, like by like the scruff of your neck, and he just shoves you into the mane of his Izobu. It is disgusting. As he does so, his mount is going to... I'm not quite ready to run off with you yet, I don't think. The battle seems to be going pretty well. So rather than take the run action north, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, it's going to watch over here. Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice, I need to make this a D8. This should have been a D8 last time. That's an error in your favor. To determine which way the Mighty Zobu stampedes, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it goes back from whence it came. It could provoke from the horse, or the horse can attempt a reflex save.
The horse is going to probably attempt a reflex because it's also cutting through another provoking action, so it'll probably get at least one.
Do I also... Okay, no, I thought I might hit the hobgoblin too. Okay, sure. Now, a stampede reflex...
That's the reflex?
Okay, that passes by a mile. Now I just gotta remember if it's reflex negates.
There's a bite.
A 14 hits.
Or 2.
Which is enough to have you flavor that kill, if you would, please.
I'm actually going to flavor that as the hoof then.
Okay, sure.
It rears back to avoid the trample and then slams a hoof down onto its head.
And that is enough to take it down. It does no damage because it's the provoking action. It's just kind of like right there. Just sad. Izobu is sad. I will put an X. Because that's the only one that's actually like dead. This one here it's gonna continue to dance.
I like how this horse is doing more than this.
The Izobu are scary, man. I really like them.
Than everyone else.
5 foot step back. Attack with... Well, before the 5 foot step happens, I'm going to be super meta. The Izobu is going to attack first. The Izobu is going to try to gore it on Ryu, and then 5 foot step back. Then the hobgoblin will kind of like pull back with his feet to get it to back up, and then it's going to try to shoot at you. But first I have to see what my damage dice are. I think it's +3, isn't it? Yeah. I don't have these guys memorized. A 22 hit?
22 is my AC.
Alrighty. So take 5 points of damage, 5 foot step back. Shoot at you with a bow.
And
that's a d6.
I'm down.
You're down. Okay. So you have a +4 against this one. And I have an 11, so essentially a 7 to hit. As you go down, the hobgoblin tries to shoot. It misses by a mile. Tiki, roll to stabilize if you would.
Oh God.
What is that roll?
It's a Constitution check with a circumstance penalty equal to whatever your negative is.
Oh God.
-1, please.
All right, you got it.
I should have stuck with the original build to be that board. Oh God.
All right, Hia, roll to stabilize. I want to put an X on this guy too, so no one gets confuzzled.
I also take 1 more point of bleed.
Oof, fair enough. What would your horse like to do?
Let's roll. Okay, for the biscuit, he'll in a angry, sort of rampage. He'll go after the one that's holding.
Holding Tarask.
Yeah, Tarask.
Right, so in addition to where he sits on the board, he's an additional 4 squares north. That's what that 20 feet is there in that font that's completely unlegible. Blue's a little
Okay,
better.
so being angry, this would probably be a charge attack then.
Sure, fair enough. A 22. Are we targeting the horse or the rider?
The rider.
Okay, yeah, that hits him.
Maximum damage.
For maximum damage, 5 damage, you bite into him. He's got one hand on his katana, one hand on Tarask, pushing him into the mane of his Izobu, and he just kind of leans back, and as he does so and he sees you, you bite into his bicep. He looks angry.
Can you make some of the bodies set to back, just so...
Yeah, I'll take him off the board.
Okay.
Then
And that's the turn.
Alright, what's Tarask got? There's a friendly horse 5 feet away from you.
5 feet away from me.
Mhm.
Because I gotta risk it for the biscuit sort of response to me being stuck here.
That is fair.
I want to just basically smash in this hobgoblin's face the vial of alchemist's fire.
Okay, sure. Let me really quickly... I need to check the pinned condition, because you're really limited right now on what you can do. Because, like
You
I
have
said,
to escape artists or combat maneuver to break out.
I'm pretty sure you can't use a whole lot of much. I forget. It's been a while since I played my war cat who would grapple and pin and throat slicer people. A pinned creature cannot move and is denied its dexterity bonus. A pinned creature also takes an additional -4 penalty to his armor class, is limited. You can always attempt to free yourself, usually through CMB or escape artist. You can take verbal and mental actions, but you can't cast any spells that require somatic or material components. If you attempt to cast a spell or use a spell-like ability, the concentration is 10 plus my CMB plus the spell level, or you lose it.
So he can still, if he actually has psionics, he can do things, because his psionics do not have components like that. They just give you senses to sniff, see, or taste the thing to perceive them, basically.
That is correct, yeah. It's a big concentration check, but you could do it. You could also, I forget if rat folk have natural attacks. Oh, well, no, he's got you pinned.
No.
You could technically, I'll rule it. It's not really ruling it, but he's got you pinned against a living creature. If you wanted to bite into or use your dagger, which is a light weapon, at the Izobu, you could.
He's actually holding you with one hand, so his maintain would actually be pretty bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna just try and break out, I guess. What would I roll for that?
Combat maneuver bonus or escape artist. Oh, yeah, he is holding you one-handed, so I forget what the neg is on that.
It's a -10 to maintain.
-10.
Oh, I'm going to try escape artist.
Hey, does not pass it.
Okay.
My go?
I mean, I don't know what I can do with hero point, because this is at the point at which I need to spend it.
Currently, as a hero point, you can act out of turn, which basically gives you another turn on your stuff and a couple other things if the DM wants to say which ones.
It's a +8 before a roll, +4 after, bonus on the roll. You can re-roll. You can.
I'll take a re-roll.
Okay, sure.
I stand corrected. It's a -4, not a -10.
-4. Okay, fair enough.
23!
At 23, I'll check my CMD.
Please.
Tarask begins to struggle against the Zobu and the Hobgoblin who is holding you one-handed. You get a little bit of a movement, and you kind of like... You squirm around a little, but it's not quite enough, but it's enough to get like a leg out, and you push. And I try to find my CMD on this character sheet in the Monster Codex. Where is my CMD? That passes. You're still in the square. You're standing on the Zobu's mane, but you're free.
Can I just jump off? I don't want to be there. I'll take like falling damage or whatever. I just want my character just wants to jump off.
Okay, sure. You could take a 5-foot step off the saddle.
Yeah. I'm just 5-foot step off the saddle, like just squeeze out and push myself onto the ground and kind of like just roll away.
Alrighty. Make me an acrobatics check.
Oh no, okay.
That's enough. It passes. You land on your feet. You take no damage. You kind of just off the saddle.
Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God.
Now, we've got 2 guys. This one's just going to keep the dance of the archery. This one's mad now. This one's going to drop his bow, draw his katana, and he's going to try to swing down at you. And Goblin, just come back here, you!
Me?
Does a 19 hit you?
19 is my AC.
Ha ha! For 12 points of damage.
I'm down.
Yeah, we're all down.
Okay.
Except the horse.
Well, the horse is still up. The horse is still up. The combat is still relevant. These guys don't have a lot of hit points.
So yeah, what do you guys want to play for next session?
It's not over yet. It's not over yet. But I am gonna the Zober's gonna try to gore at the horse as the Hobgoblin. You squirm away from it, and he gets really mad and just brings down his sword. You guys can use. I think it's just Hiei has a hero point and could use it to cheat death. That's there. That's a thing. The hero points do refresh at session. But I'm gonna attack the horse.
And I have like potions.
12 to hit the horse.
That's actually a miss.
All right, fair enough. Then this guy's gonna 5-foot step forward. Well, his mount's gonna 5-foot step forward, and the Hobgoblin's gonna lean down and grab on Ryu. So at this point, either Hiei cheats death, or we move on to the next part. It's not over. The game's not over.
Well, we also have to play out the horse just rampaging.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true too. Fair enough.
Okay. Trouble.
All right, fair enough. Then it passes to Hiei.
Let me roll
this horse. Okay, sure. And Tiki, do the same if you would.
Still not good enough.
Okay.
Actually, if I spend a hero point to add 4, I'll make it.
Okay. Would you like?
Or
to
you
do
could
so?
just give yourself hit points.
You could cheat death.
Don't you need 2 hero points to cheat death?
Yeah, actually, you do need 2 hero points to cheat death.
You guys don't need 2 hero points to cheat death in this. I should have said that because you'll never have 2 hero points unless you like take Blood of Heroes and those feats and things. So you can use 1 to cheat.
Yeah, I'll just be alive then.
Okay, fair enough.
And then the
I'll roll a d8. Shizuru's blessing shines down upon Hiei. 7 hit points are restored to him. Well, he is at 7 hit points rather. Prone on the ground, you come to the smell of Izobu is still rolling. Oh yeah, you are. Yeah, you are too, aren't you? I forgot.
Just being flung around like a rag doll.
All right, you're up then.
The military saddles kind of strap you in.
Yeah, he's got his seatbelt on. This is why you wear your seatbelts, kids.
So I'm at 7 hit points, or I've gained 7 hit points?
At 7.
He said you were at 7.
Yeah.
Okay. In this case, I'll make a ride check to attempt to fight with my mount.
Sure. A DC like 5, I think.
Done.
Boom.
So I'll draw a Wakizashi, because I'm pretty sure being unconscious I would have dropped my lance somewhere.
Yeah, you did.
And then I'll attack with the Wakizashi, and then the mount will give him hell by full attacking. Because it's been way more competent than us.
Yeah, that horse is killing it.
Hey, I tried. I
hey,
had a lot of clever
Hey,
ideas.
I've been quite good.
Also, the torch has been good as well. Horses and torches is 17 hits for minimum damage.
Hey, I've been clever.
That's
I'm
fair.
I'm a non-martial character stuck in melee combat.
So of all of those, only the 17 connects. The 12 misses, the 7 misses.
Okay, so the 17 from the Wakizashi and the 17 from the horse's bite.
Okay.
That's the bite,
Sure.
and then the 1 damage from the Wakizashi.
So he's taking a whopping 6, which is a lot for these guys. It's not like, oh, 6 damage, I'm good. The horse bites, you slide your sword across where he bit. The hobgoblin just kind of turns and glares at you. And then, Tarask rolled stabilize.
Oh, RP Jesus, please be with
We
me.
pray to Orange Jesus. Oh, mighty Orange. Oh, nope. A 9 puts you down 1 more. Alrighty.
Oh, God.
The hobgoblin,
-1.
-1. This hobgoblin has picked up on Ryu. They're both gonna. At this point, we're gonna go to a chase scene. Is what's gonna happen. The hobgoblins are gonna attempt to abscond.
So, does the 13 stabilize me or no?
What is your negative?
I was at -1 hit points.
You're
Yeah, it should.
Then you would stabilize, yes,
The -1 would be an 11 DC.
and you get a 14.
Hey, pick me up and make me chug one of my own potions, and then we can go save Rui. Yeah, Rui.
Names are hard.
Names are hard.
I'm gonna have to write them down.
Just call her Anne.
I don't
Anne
want to
is simple.
Drow, the torchbearer. So what happens? The first thing that happens is it's gonna provoke from Hiei and the horse. The hobgoblin's gonna lean down and try to pick up Tarask's body.
Okay. I'll roll my attack first.
Ooh.
19 for 2.
19 hits for 2.
And then that's a bite.
10 misses.
Yep.
So then what's going to happen is I'm going to adjust this number. He's going to take the withdraw action with his mount, go back 60 feet. He's not armed at the moment. Well, yeah, he can awkwardly. There'll be some checks involved to try to balance Tarask's poor body. Why can't I type where it says 20 feet? There we go. He's going to take the withdraw action, move back 40 feet. Man, come on. I guess I'm just going to delete that. I'm going to rewrite it as 60 feet. That's what's going to happen
Yeah,
here.
Roll20's weird when you write on the maps.
It doesn't like it.
No, not at all.
Let's make it a little bigger. 60 feet. Why did it go away? Give me back my 60 feet. Oh, I see why. Okay, fair enough. Go down a little. While that's happening, the same story happens down here. He's gonna lean down, grab on Ryu, and then take a withdrawal this way. 10, 15, 20, 20, 25. So he ends up... math is hard. I'm just gonna say 40 feet off the map in the cardinal directions that everybody's going. And again, now it becomes a chase scene. Hiei's up, Hiei's horse is up. Hiei sees both the hobgoblins abscond with dying friends. Actually, before we go to chase scene, Tarask hasn't stabilized. So we're gonna stay on initiative at Hiei.
Okay.
And I'm already -4 out of 9.
Oh god, you have 9 con.
No, I started with 6 plus 3 because I'm a wizard.
Oh, 9 total hit points. Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's you don't go down to 9. You go down to I need to take you to a negative equal to your con score. So.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Once you reach, I think you have. If you're at a +3 for con, then you would
It's
be
16.
at a
16.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a ways to go.
All right. So I'm gonna bend down and pick up my lance.
Sure.
And then I'm going to move 50 feet and do a regular attack with a lance at the this one.
Okay,
Because I'll
understood.
be able to reach him.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. You chase the one that has the healing potions. Get him.
Yeah. And you
And
guys
he-
would know I had 3
4 for 5.
potions on me. I drank one.
Normal attack, not a charge.
This is normal attack.
Alrighty, that is Understood. He takes 5 points of damage. He leans back and he sees you there, and as like you hit him, he kind of struggles to hold on to Tarask's body, leans forward in the saddle a little.
We can move off the corner here if we want to, since we
might as well. Yeah, so you're right on top of that one. Okay, is that all?
That's it.
All right, Tarask, roll to stabilize. Const D20. You're at -3, so just a straight flat check, trying to hit a 10. And so you do. You're stable. You don't die horribly.
Do I stay at -4 or do I go up to 0?
You stay at -4. You're still unconscious. You would heal naturally over time. But for now, this guy's gonna basically just move back his 40 feet. He's gonna just delete that. He ends up on that part of the board, essentially. Still holding on to Onryu's body. This guy's gonna attack your horse. By this guy, I mean the Izobu. 9 does not hit the horse. A 9 is sad.
Nope.
And he has to... They're basically both encumbered. So he's gonna... Yeah, they like their chances. He won't move. He'll stay right where he is. And then it passes to Hiei.
Okay. He's still at 60 feet, or is he adjacent now?
He's adjacent. You've got up... He had to 5-foot step to attack you because you attacked with a lance. So...
Okay. I cannot attack with the lance here. But I can hold the lance in one hand.
That is true.
So I will basically move the lance into an offhand holding it and attack with the wakizashi.
Okay, sure.
In the primary.
Okay.
And have the horse make a bite at the same time while keeping speed.
Sure.
It's so stressful not being able to see your rolls, dude.
Why are you whispering at me, out of curiosity?
That's just what I have the sheet set to.
Oh, I see. Fair enough. That number does hit. I have to say it that way to keep the stress going, and I need you to flavor that kill.
Yeah, finally, thank you, Lord!
And it's a short one, so I sort of basically do the thing where I hop one leg over to one side of the saddle and lean out and swipe across and catch him in the neck with the wakizashi.
And it severs his head. Tarask gets real bloody, but he's unconscious, so he don't know no better. And out of the saddle go both of them. Both of them just kind of... He doesn't... Well, that might be bad.
But I tried to catch him with immediate.
Sure. Make a reflex save.
All right.
You'd have to drop one of your weapons. Unless you want to catch him with your lance, which has dire consequences. Whoop! Got him!
Yeah, that would be pretty bad.
Yeah, no, not the best.
Please don't make a Tarask kebab.
Yeah.
Reflexes is best. The horse could do it. We catch him in the scruff with his teeth.
Yeah, you both could. You both could try reflex saves, sure.
All right, I'll roll the horse's reflex first.
Okay.
Rat kebab.
I knew what Hiei's backstory boon was going to be, and I was going to hand it out a little later than session 1. Also, a 14 passes, but I think I want to just buff the horse now. Because the horse has been the true warrior here, and it just kind of like, as Tarask goes to fall...
The reincarnation of a legendary samurai.
That's actually not bad. I might run with that. That might be a thing. That might be a thing. It leans forward, and Tarask just kind of like falls onto the back of the horse's head and rolls down and lands where he was riding as you guys left the monastery.
And 2 very noticeable potion bottles lay on his hip.
Clink, 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 go the potions. Mm-hmm. Alrighty, I'm gonna mark this token. I'm gonna remove the damage from it. The Zobu is still alive and kicking, but now no one's telling it what to kick at. Is that all from Hiei?
That is all.
Alright, here's a D8. May the odds be ever in your favor. It needs a 6 to charge in your direction, and I rolled an 8, so it runs off into the night.
Off somewhere else.
Yeah. As for the other one, now the other one's starting to to sniff its mortality a little bit. All of its friends are dead. This guy's gonna take the run action, and that's 120 feet off the board with Onryu's body.
In like every other party, every first level party ever, we are blundering to
How
not
much
death.
does Tarask weigh with all of his equipment?
27 pounds.
Okay,
Jesus.
so I don't have to worry about the horse being in another category.
Right.
No, Tarask, or wait, with all of his gear, Tarask weighs 114.
Man.
My
you
gear
carrying-
is 27. I
Are you
myself am
carrying
like,
out, or was it like dropped to the ground when combat started?
I was carrying it because it counts as a light load for me.
He would have dropped his dagger at some point, but
Oh no!
There's
My
100.
only melee weapon, other than the quarterstaff, but I can't hit with the quarterstaff.
I'm really surprised you don't
I've
have
got
a
3
bite.
daggers.
Yeah. That keeps the run at a ×4, but that drops the horse's speed down.
Give me a potion, please.
He says from soon to be beyond the grave.
Yep. I'll do it.
You hear a voice gesturing to you from beyond the grave.
Take the run action as well,
Sure.
and I'll attempt to spur the mount to keep the speed up.
Mm-hmm. But it takes like non-lethal, right?
Yeah, it's a D3 for
Okay.
non-lethal.
Sure.
I'm not successful.
Ah, fair. Does it still take the damage though?
I would think so, but I have to read it again.
Alright. 2 damage if it takes it. I'm pretty sure it would.
Yeah, I would think so as well.
'Cause it's not like you failed because you decided that would
so
be animal
the
abuse.
sentence reads: a successful ride check increases the mount speed by 10 feet for 1 round, but deals 1d3 points of damage to the creature.
No, fair enough. Okay.
I'd like to point out I do not believe that the Eastern people actually used spurs.
It just means I'm picking it.
But okay.
It doesn't say anything about having to actually wear spurs.
You have to go to 1860 something Wild Wild West, get some cowboy boots, or it doesn't work.
All right, so the speed for the horse doing its run action would be 35 times 4.
Okay.
That's 150. Or no, that's 140.
Which is enough to get right up on him.
Okay. I actually want to follow behind just a little. Actually, no, we'll stay right with him.
Okay.
Ask a Cure Light Wounds potion for D8 plus 1.
Mm-hmm.
Roll well, my friend.
Pretty good.
Yes! I am up at 4.
You did it!
Oh.
Trask stirs to consciousness.
This is why I didn't leave the monastery much, unless with an armed guard.
I would assume that I pulled him into the saddle and he's not just hanging by the scruff of the horse's.
Yeah, for sure. He's riding in front of you.
Yep.
Alrighty, I think it passes to Trask, doesn't it? Yeah, it does.
So the guy with Tiki's character is right next to us,
Yeah,
right?
right in front of you, trying to get away.
Can I touch him
You
for
can.
a touch attack?
He is not armed. He needs both of his arms to hold Onryu's body.
All right, then I'm going to. I still have a couple more power points left, so I'm going to try and hit him with hammer once again. I should have used vigor. I need to use vigor next time. I expect shit. Crud, like this to go down. I am going to have to drill that into my head.
You are, and it'll be an inspiration for Kane. Anyway,
I'm so sorry.
You're fine. I'm not mad. It does require a concentration check because you're casting while mounted.
Yeah. Oh, there's. It doesn't hit anyway.
Does it target his touch?
Yeah, target is touch.
Okay, so you're probably at violent motion while casting. Either whether it was violent or extremely violent, either way you passed. And a 12, I'm pretty sure hits his touch.
Heck yeah!
Yeah, that 12 is exactly his touch.
Well, he takes 5 points of force damage. As I'm just like, okay, time to end this, and I just like punch him in the side with my fist.
And it definitely connects. His armor caves in a little bit. He turns back, and he's gone. Like I said, all these guys are kind of feral looking, and he kind of just like growls back at you, continuing to spur on his Izobu.
And I imagine as I do that, I just turn around to Hee and say,
You did it again.
"Oh my god!"
Hee.
At this point, the nickname is deserved for
Yep.
as much time as I spent on the ground.
I had to fight being shoved in a sack for three rounds. Well, you're a horse.
Oh, I should have put you in a sack. That's really good. Why didn't I bring sacks?
Oh my god.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's all for me. Let me
Alright.
just quickly mark down that lost healing potion.
Gotcha.
Unfortunately.
So the hobgoblin is going to lean down, and again, he's speaking in a language that his Izogru seems to understand because, like, he doesn't really have to spur or anything. He just kind of like in the direction of his Izogru, and mechanically his Izogru takes the withdraw action while he uses none. He draws his his katana, and he puts it on Ryu's neck, and in a really, really bad common, just leave or she die. And like his katana's right on Onryu's throat. Oh, Hiei.
Now there's a question here because I could probably end this with a charge.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to point out that you are friends with a drow, and you would know that this drow person would say, act in all brutality.
Also, you would know that Tarask has an ability that allows him to take away that allows him to stun his enemies temporarily.
That's relevant.
That is very relevant. I have something that allows me to take away the standard action of an enemy.
If you can stun them, they drop everything they're holding.
Yeah.
That's relevant.
Including me.
There it is.
I will hold my turn for Tarask.
So,
Alright, big guy.
Okay. He's still within 25 feet of us, right?
He is at present. He took the withdraw action, so he's 40 feet away.
Okay. In that case,
so
yeah.
Hold
Well,
on.
did the horse still
I
act?
will hold my turn. I will let Tarask begin to ready. Is what I think what has to happen here.
Mm-hmm.
You ready your action?
I ready
And
my
then
action to
And then
hit him.
I set a charge with the lance.
Okay, sure. So as
And then
Hiei charges
his ready
in,
action can go off before the charge.
as Hiei charges in with his lance drawn, you guys see the hobgoblin like begin to press down. He puts his hand on the flat of his, like the not sharp side of his katana, and begins to push down into her throat.
All right. As I get close enough, I target him with telepathic lash.
Sure.
It's a 15 DC will saving throw,
Alrighty.
and he becomes dazed.
And he becomes dazed. Here I go. The moment of
Please
truth.
fail, please.
What's my will save? That's not bad. Here goes nothing.
No!
Oh my god.
What happens on a failure?
On a failure, okay. After creatures, I'm pretty certain on a failure, on a success, he just is immune to it.
Okay, fair enough. You cast
Or at
that
the
in.
it doesn't affect him. However, I can still cast it on him later.
Sure.
As soon as he is affected by it once, he is immune to it for another minute.
Okay. Next, let's resolve the charge.
Okay. Hopefully this also isn't a complete failure. Apparently luck is changing.
Yeah? At 22 hits, I need you
And I
to
have to
flavor
roll
that kill.
extra damage.
He had 3 hit points.
Oh, thank God!
All right, so that's 14 total.
Sure.
As we ram into him, the spear is aimed at his head and catches him in the mouth, and the Yari goes through his mouth at the back of his head.
Alrighty, fair enough. So now, the percentage dice are going to decide if his coup de grace happens before the charge gets there.
Right.
It does not.
Yes!
Onryu resumes dying. The blade, he begins pushing it down into her neck, and she definitely starts to bleed quite a bit. And you can tell this hobgoblin is again, very not hobgoblin. Of the hobgoblins, he's savoring this a little too much. And he takes his time a little too much, and then he dies horribly. Now it's a matter of Henry's going to fall out of the saddle.
Right, and the horse also needs to resolve its charge attack against the Izobo.
Sure. 17 hits. For 3 damage. Izobu looks mildly perturbed.
God.
Now, would you guys like to try to grab Onryu, or is she...
I would.
Yeah, I would.
Heck, I just jump off the horse and like try to like land next to her, just saying to Hee, "Get it away!"
Okay. Make that's a acrobatics check from Tarask and a reflex save from Hiei and Hiei's horse. And
18.
The acrobatics check is successful. The reflex save is successful, so Tarask jumps down and just get it away, dives off, and Hiei grabs Onryu's body. She has resumed dying, so unless you guys...
I was like gonna grab her, and I wanted Hiei to distract the thing so that way Tarask could administer a healing potion. That's what I was intending to do.
Okay, well, right now, she's in Hiei's square, and all we have now is an angry Izobu. Go over there, you. So I'm gonna throw the D8 down, see which way this thing's charging. You don't want the 6 again, and I've rolled a 7, so off it goes into the night.
Oh my god.
The last thing we're gonna resolve tonight is, do we have some form of means of healing Onryu?
My last Cure Light Wounds potion is what we have.
Okay. For Jew.
It brings me to 1 hit point.
Ha ha!
Shucks. As if this game is just determined to make us cry tonight.
Hey, you guys did really good. That was sweet. That was very well done.
That was good.
Yeah.
The horse was great.
The horse was great. Best horse. Best horse you've ever seen in your life.
Pour it down. I just like pour it down Anne's throat and just go, okay. Okay, that was a bit much.
I think our next course of action needs to be returning to the monastery to report that the what's it called, the where the hobgoblins come from,
Cowling.
The Cowling shogunate, its reach is already here.
Okay, that's fair. Real quick, actually, before we call it a night, can I get a perception check from all 3 of you?
Sure.
Would somebody roll mine, as I am not at my keyboard? It's 1d20 plus 8.
Sure. I've rolled a 10 on the dice. You have an 18. And Hiei natural 20s. Okay, good. It's about time that good things happen to you guys. Sweet. Okay, so the hobgoblins are dead as doornails. The Izobu that survived stampede off into the night. You can hear them making, like, again, combination of cow and horse together noises. It's a little very unsettling. But you guys can breathe again. The stench, bodies. You move slightly away from the bodies and can breathe again. And you begin looking around. Hiei goes and gets... You're fine, I forgive you. Everybody goes and picks up, because you died too, all of the gear that they dropped from falling over. And as you do so, you begin seeing like things that the hobgoblins rather had dropped. And amongst their possessions, Hiei finds a little hairpin with a perfectly preserved blue and red flower that you instinctively know was Kiyomi's. It's the flower grows only in the Forest of Spirits, and it's preserved because it's part of a ward that Akami guards. Not enough to where like she can summon Akami, but like it's from that tree, and she wears it because she's from the Forest of Spirits. And that, in addition to the fact that they're all carrying a total of 4 masterwork katanas, 20 arrows each, 4 masterwork short bows, and regular scale mail, is where we're going to call it for tonight. Thank you guys so much for watching. That was a really good one. That was a lot of fun. Thank you again, you three, for your patronage. The channel exists and grows and becomes amazing because of your hard work, and I will never, ever not be grateful. Also, holy crap. that was... I'm going to roll a d4, and here's some hobgoblins from the Monster Codex, plus some Izobus. We're leveling at checkpoints in this game, so no experience will be handed out, but that was pretty good, and we'll run this one again, same time next week. Say bye, guys.
Question.
Okay, fine. Question first. What, Tarask?
Is this a checkpoint?
No, it's not a checkpoint.
Darn it.
We'll see you next time, guys.
Points.